Superdimensional Internet Cafe. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 101 Aqua, feel the power of this goddess. Ah ha ha ha. At this moment, not only Whitebird and Magneto were surprised in their hearts, but most of the members in the internet cafe were almost the same point. Even if there is no mystery suppression, the damage caused by mortal attacks to the gods is almost negligible. It is only that there is no damage when there is mystery, and the difference is HP 1 when there is no mystery point. As for the gods, there is no need to deal with mortals at all, and the breath can make people feel the taste of death. Point this situation is, you hit her, 0 damage. If she touches you, you die immediately. It can't be beat at all. The current situation is that Athena is walking in the void without any need to do anything at all, and death is getting closer and closer to acids. Damn it, Iceman Admiral Army. When Aestes was in a desperate situation, she unleashed her unfinished trick, which was an extremely large-scale frost attack. Release the stored 0 to cold air at one time to form a hailstorm that can affect a continent. Useless, Athena said indifferently. The oncoming hailstorm was swallowed up by the black air of the underworld behind her, causing no harm to her at all. Point on the contrary, Aestes, who had used his unique skill because of the overdraft potential, was half knelt on the ground, tired, unable to avoid the black aura of the underworld in time. I cannot be reconciled. The aura of death invaded her body, constantly taking away her upgrades. But Aestes tenaciously supported her body and wanted to stand up, but unfortunately fell head on just after standing up. What a stubborn woman. The breeze blew, dispelling Acid's black aura of death. Chen flashed beside her, hugged her tender body with one hand, and said lightly, "You lost this game. Do you still want to come?" Want? Aestes was hugged by a man for the first time. A rare blush appeared on his frozen face, but he quickly recovered. But now, she has understood the gap between rank 5 and rank 6, but she is not afraid to challenge, and she does not believe that every rank 6 is so strong. Okay, I'll resurrect Urza first. Chen straightened Aestes' body, and then sacrificed the mighty sword, cut the shackles of the underworld. Chen didn't need words, and Camus, who was able to use the sword, cut off the connection between Urza and the underworld, and brought her back to life. The effect is somewhat similar to the demon sword used by Sesshomaru in Inuyasha, but in fact, the principle is different. Chen cut off the influence of Athena's power on Urza, and let her soul return from the underworld. Thank you, Master. I'm fine. After Elsa recovered, she said gratefully. The chilling feeling of falling into the underworld and chilling her soul has made her a little scared, but fortunately she came out of it. It's fine. Chen's mouth was slightly raised, and the sun smiled. Feeling the brilliance of the sun on Chen's body, Elsa and Aestes were stunned and looked at Chen dully. Their heart beat faster, full of energy, and quickly regained their vitality. This is the divinity of the sun god that Chen holds. A sunny smile can revive all things. Hoo. The power of the ruler is indeed the strongest. Urza suppressed her heartbeat and said secretly. And Aestes' blue and ice colored eyes flashed a bit of brilliance, and the sunny smile just made her a little fascinated. Second round, come in. At this time, Chen looked at Aqua and Eluoheo and asked, "One move." Eluoheo walked out lightly and said lightly that he would kill Acids and Urza in one move. If you can do it, you can come. Acids and Urza kept their distance from left and right, forming a horn-holding trend. As long as Eluoheo attacked any of them, the other would attack Eluoliang. Although it's useless, it's better than standing together and being beaten for seconds. The power is full of herbs and fragrant, and thousands of flowers are dazzling. Eluo raised his hand without showing mercy, and fully exerted his enhanced power. After the power restriction is lifted, she doesn't need a speech spirit to release her power, and she can do whatever she wants. The moment this power was exerted, the entire piece of Wan Yang changed. Wipe yesterday, the ice layer on the sea cracked, and countless seaweeds and other marine plants rose into the sky, expanding continuously, forming a huge plant jungle. The range of the jungle is huge, almost the size of the entire mainland of China, and it is still growing wildly. The plants in the jungle seemed to be magical, growing wildly, fighting each other wildly, and soon spawned countless strange plants, piranhas, deep sea tree demons, and all kinds of poisonous mists. Poisonous powder poison surrounds acids and Urza Zero. Although Aestes has the unique ability to cover a continent, it is impossible to immediately freeze such a large area of jungle. Point not to mention Urza, although her attack range is not small, it is not comparable to acids, so there is no way to do it. Point moreover, Urza also tried it with a sword, trying to cut these magical plants, and found that they are very tough. And they will recover quickly after cutting them off, so they don't have to be hit at all. We lose. Aestes and Urza directly abstained without any hesitation. Point they don't want to be disfigured by thorns, then eaten by piranhas, and turned into fertilizer. In that case, even after resurrection, they will leave some shadows. After all, no matter how powerful they are still women. That's the end of it. Magneto smacked his mouth. In the previous battle between the leader didn't take any action at all. It didn't reflect the strength of the two sides, so it was impossible to see how strong the leader was. Today, I saw her terror. Whitewood murmured. Point. If Luoheo participates in Summit War, this move alone will be enough to defeat Naval Headquarters plus Shichibuke. Although Logia is immune to physical attacks, she also has to breathe. There are at least thousands of poisonous powders here. As long as you take a sip, Admiral will die directly. Ahahaha. Finally it's the goddess' turn to appear after Luoheo's battle. 3.7 Aqua came on stage and made a 3-stage queen laughter, which was very arrogant. Aestes and Urza's performance was too weak. She didn't care about it at all. Point she is only thinking now how to show the power of this goddess and make netizens admire her and adore her. Well, that's surreal conundrum. Point however, Chen asked at this time, Aestes, are you still fighting in the third game? Aestes and Urza raised their eyebrows when they heard the words. The gap between man and god and demon king is already obvious. Should we fight? But looking at Aqua's smug smile, they didn't know why and felt inexplicably unhappy. Aestes and Urza looked at each other and both saw the fighting intent from the other's neck and immediately said in unison, hit. Chapter 102 Whitebird turned out to be a Moonlight clan. Hit. 10 minutes after Aestes and Urza shouted these words in unison, the battle is over in a reasonable and unexpected way. Woo woo woo. Bullying. Chen. They bully people, and they use such despicable means to plot behind others. In the internet cafe, Aqua hugged Chen and wept bitterly. Point seeing her tearful expression while biting her lip, Chen really didn't know whether to laugh or cry. It's just your own carelessness, you asked for it yourself. Luoheo glanced at Aqua with a hint of contempt. Agreed, the wisdom of the concubine told me that she asked for it by herself. Little Athena agreed. Point after a pause, Luoliang pulled Aqua away from Chen's arms and said, also, don't hold my brother all day. Are you a baby koala bear? You Chen, your sister is really not cute. Aqua cried, what are you talking about? Luoliang couldn't bear it. In front of her brother, she was the cutest little sister in the world, and her brother often praised her. How could this stupid and cute mentally retard say she is not cute? Don't be angry, be good. One less sentence. Chen smiled brightly and touched Suliang's and Aqua's head with both hands, comforting them. Point little Athena looked at this scene. Her eyes fluctuated slightly, and she also brought her sister's head together. Is this the winner's reward? The concubine also wants it. Athena looked at Chen lightly, but her eyes were unquestionable and her attitude was very tough. Chen must touch her head. Good. Chen didn't reject little Athena, but could only use a third hand to touch her head. Point as Athena said, it is a reward for the victor just from the third duel. The winner is undoubtedly Aqua, although Aqua is very mentally retarded, and Acid's attributes also restrain water, but Aqua is a goddess, and she can conquer 10 times with one force. Point any move is a flood, enough to destroy the world. Point in the sea, not only Aestes has an advantage, but Aqua also has an advantage, and Aestes is completely destroyed. Any skill can trigger a tsunami that destroys a continent. With this rogue's power, acids and Urza are easily overwhelmed. It's just that Aqua didn't win beautifully and even lost a lot of face point after thinking that she defeated acids and Urza with one move. She did not expect that Urza has a set of water armor, which is extremely resistant to water attacks and can move freely in water. The weapon is still the water blade. In the chill of acids, the two launched a surprise attack on Aqua under the sea. Well, the position is very accurate, and Aqua didn't wear fat times, of course. Whitebird and others couldn't see this sudden scene on the battlefield, but Chen, who was supervising the battle at the time, saw that scene clearly. That picture Chen can only evaluate. Full score. In the end, Aqua added a skill to submerge the acids and the others under the sea. However, being humiliated in front of Chen and being laughed at by Luo Liang and Athena, for Aqua, it was really embarrassing. And because Aqua was so stupid after the battle, Whitebird and the others didn't dare to ask more questions and went to play the game silently. To be honest, although Whitebird and the others didn't see what happened on the battlefield, they all knew that Aqua must be embarrassed again. The goddess who is high in the heavens is made to cry by 2 5th order mortals, which is really incredible. But I don't know why Whitebird, Magneto and the others were not surprised at all. It even feels a little habitual. It's really weird. Actually, this incident is because your attributes are too single, so you should copy a talent to enhance your overall strength. Even if they attack you again, it won't work. After comforting Aqua, Chen said with a solemn expression. Copy talent? Aqua blinked her big blue eyes. She really hadn't thought about it. Yes, you are the goddess of water, and you are restrained by ice. Then you can completely copy the talent of frozen fruit. After the combination of ice and water, you can be completely immune to ice attribute attacks. Chen said. Aqua ignores the water attribute attack, and can also control water and create water. If she can control the cold air, she will have no weaknesses. But devil fruit, people won't eat it. Aqua muttered. She was very principled. Ace's ability is not devil fruit, but the potential is higher. In the future, she can even develop the ability to freeze time and space. Chen said, I don't want that bad woman's ability, thinking of the sore spot where the frozen water blade hit her jade arm, which was not fat enough to defend. Aqua gnashed her teeth for a while. Then you can exchange new items in the space-time store. Chen thought about it and said, new items in the space-time store? Aqua just remembered that there were new items in this upgrade. I just saw that there are only 5 products in this update, but they are all very powerful. Chen said, Cola la la, did you refresh the products? The leader didn't say anything. I almost forgot about such an important period. Whitebird, who was playing the dungeon, suddenly laughed. It's mainly because Dad, you don't have enough members. Enel rolled his eyes. Dad has a hobby of watching Fan, and most of the members had watched Fan, Hokage, Shinigami, One Piece. The whole article can cost thousands of member points, not to mention that there are also short videos such as the gods, and the memory videos of Aces and Urza have not been uploaded yet. Enel feels that it must be another big consumption point, and they still have a lot of places that need membership points. For example, Ace's Mera fruit is restrained by lava fruit, Thunder fruit is afraid of rubber weakness, and Devil fruit's own side effects, fear of sea stone, can't swim. Each weakness requires 500 member points to buy props to eliminate. The membership points earned on the Dream Demon Legion tonight will be spent by them as soon as they come back. Kala la la, it's alright, we can relax for a while again when the next mission. Whitebird smiled proudly. Enel was speechless. I didn't expect Dad to be the legendary Moonlight Clan. 5 items. I'll take a look. At this time, when Magneto heard that there were 5 new products, he opened the store. But when he opened the store, his eyes suddenly lit up, and his heart beat so fast that he couldn't breathe. Chapter 103 Krypton Gold is the only shortcut to become strong. Head of the adults, which the goods are really. Magneto very excited, though this time only updated the 5 commodity. He wants each one. Of course it's true. Chen think this problem somewhat silly. Magneto seen internet cafe selling fake it. Libraries la la la. Magneto, have you ever seen so many storms, but also so fast? Whitebird smiled and shook his head, then opened a shop Space and Time, and saw there, the latest recommended option. They did not hesitate to point however, after Whitebird to see new products, but also stunned. It really is extraordinary how one stunned all, there are so exaggerated it. Enel feel goods. Is there an agent asking for the moon? And he also click on the latest recommended. The results of his facial expressions more exaggerated than Whitebird. Almost eyeball stare out. The update of the 5 commodity divisions are Resurrection Pharmacy, Resurrection after death immediately, and is invincible state within 60 seconds after the resurrection. Price minus 1000 membership points. Paradise Pharmacy, 100% recovery of the HPMP, the lifting of all bad state, physical and mental state kept most peak within 24 hours, immune to all the bad state, the price of 500 members of the point. God's Pharmacy, enhanced 100% of all property itself, and to enhance the potential after multiple doses, to achieve a satisfactory level of 6 Order of God, the price of 10,000 members of the point. Primary equipment to strengthen the role, any equipment to strengthen a grade below the artifact, the price of 20,000 members point. Here I have to say about Chen quest before the equipment to strengthen the role, there is no grade restrictions, but not the most advanced strengthen volumes. Energy substitution means, divine energy can all, chakra, reiatsu, power body, internal force displacement point God be replaced chakra. Chakra replaced reiatsu. Water can also be converted to fire attribute divine attributes to comply with exchange of equal value, but each time the replacement cannot exceed the physical load. Price 10,000 membership point. Al Arab. This product is heaven defying resurrection. Full of blood cure, the drug can become a god. The artifact strengthen volumes. Energy conversion device attributes can be enhanced to simply bunker. Enel tempered road point fuss. You see people king red in the face. The heart does not jump, and more calm. Whitebird Enel patted on the shoulder. Earnestness education channel point a burst of inexplicable king. His face calm, because those goods have nothing to do with him. Anyway, cannot afford. He excited a ghosts. Daddy, you do not play. I can hear your voices Enel Pilipizu. You do not sound like father like shock. Ha ha ha. Whitebird you are not like me. Then Magneto could not help laughing. Just Whitebird said he fuss. The results themselves is not the same shock stupefied. Originally, I wanted to ask the next master of adults in private, how strong. Now I know. After an internet cafe, Ace Fernandez cam eyebrow slightly. No wonder she beat strong internet cafe. Saw the time and space. To refresh the store merchandise, she would like to ask how to play it. If she comes in early internet cafe, maybe now it is a strong 6th order. I originally thought that when I cultivated to the level of the 10 Saints magician, I would be able to fight with the internet cafe bosses, but now I know that I think too much. Urza looked at the potion of the gods and trembled. And she could reach the realm of gods by taking the potion, so why bother? It seems that the internet cafe and that king said to them is right. Kijin is the only shortcut to becoming stronger. Wake up, come on, look at the price, can you afford it? At this time, Tony logged into the internet cafe and did not hesitate to break down everyone's fantasy. Tony, you are envious. We can't afford it, and you can't afford it. Enel said, you are underestimating the wealth of the richest man in the world. Tony hummed, the richest man in the world, who sells his body to be his son? Enel chuckled. Although Tony sold another self, this is indeed Tony's dark history. Anilu, believe it or not, I'll study a set of rubber armor to kill you. Tony said angrily, any time to accompany, eat right, forgot to tell you, I have eliminated Thunderfruit's weakness. Enel said with a smile, I will research the Thor measure. Tony refused to admit defeat. Okay, Enel don't have the same knowledge as Tony. At this time, Whitebird said, I think this is a personal attack from the ancestor of Enel. Can you blame Tony? At this time, Magneto stood up to defend Tony. Tony was moved for a while. Someone in the internet cafe finally protected him. Although it was Magneto who didn't deal with him very well, he still felt very warm. Although Tony is unblinking and has some promiscuity, he is my son anyway, and it is only me who needs to discipline. Magneto said solemnly. Although this Tony was not Pitoni, he felt it was necessary to remind Enel. Magneto is a man with a head and face. Tony, does this count as defending him or hacking him? Kalalala, it's a coincidence. My Whitebird son can only be disciplined by me. Whitebird defended his son, that he wouldn't back down. Chen watched Whitebird and Magneto compete against each other. Seeing that he was about to perform a full martial arts show in an internet cafe, Chen had to stand up and say, "What are you arguing about? You are all over 100 or so years old. It's better to be here. Quarrel. It is better to spend some time thinking about how to earn membership points." After this product update, Merlin, Aizen, and Uchiha Madara will be used by you. Even the newcomers will soon catch up with you, and at that time you won't be able to rely on the old and sell the old. Chen's words are a heartbreaker, but Whitebird and Magneto couldn't both refute. Being distanced by Aizen and the others, they would at most be unwilling in their hearts, but if they are caught up or surpassed by the newcomers, they really can't accept it. At this time, when Ace heard Chen's words, he also had some thoughts in his heart. He stood up and asked, "Master, I heard King said that you have a memory video of our future. Can I watch it?" Ace wants to see what the future of her world will be like, and then choose a path that suits her best, and earn membership points quickly. "I want to see my future too." At this time, Urza almost had the same idea. Both queens are smart people. Chen also had no reason to refuse. After all, watching videos requires members to order, and suddenly smiled slightly. Of course. PS. It's still chapter 7 tonight. Readers can rest early, wake up and read it again. Force. Chapter 104, The Blowing Fairy Tale. Remember the video. I'm very interested in the world where the two Fifth Order powerhouses are located. Magneto Guan is looking forward to it. It is also a pleasure to follow everyone in the internet cafe. After all, they are looking at other people's lives, and the feeling of overlooking other people's lives is wonderful, like God. Cola la la, there is another drama to follow. Whitebird cares more about the quality of the fan drama and enjoys the fun of the story, rather than the perspective of God. Dad, we want to earn membership points. Let's quit fan dramas or something. Enel persuaded that he was now drooling when he thought of the 5 items in the space-time store. Killer la la, if you don't chase after people alive, what's the difference between them and the salted fish at sea? Whitebird said righteously. Enel's face twitched, not knowing what to say. Mr. Thor, you won't understand the charm of fan dramas. At this time, King said. As a senior otaku for more than 30 years, he is well aware of the painful taste of no drama to follow. Fan drama, that is spiritual food. If there is no spiritual food, is not living a walking dead. Yes, I obey you. Enel had no choice but to accept his fate. At this time, Chen was thinking about how to upload the drama of acids and Urza. There is a lot to deal with. Urza's clothes were shattered during the battle, and her guild's female companions almost had to deal with it. And the problem in the world of Aces is even more serious. There are too many dead girls in it, and many of them were killed. He had to sort out the information from the two worlds before sending out a memory video. And Chen knew that once he sent out a memory video, it would definitely detonate the internet cafe. The story of Elsa's World fairy tale was very exciting in the early stage. Although it got rotten tail inflammation later and cut in half with Shinigami, it was indeed a masterpiece comparable to the 3 migrant workers in the early stage. The content is remarkable, should get a lot of good reviews, but the story of the world of Ace's Crimson Eyes is different. Slashing the Red Eyes. Abbreviation, Slashing Sisters. Why is it called Zammi? You can tell how many girls died just by hearing the name. From the beginning to the end, all the companions and enemies, except the heroine, were destroyed, including Ace also died, turned into ice slag, and dissipated in the world. The queen is slightly different in the animation and comics. The animation and her lover melt together and dissipate. When they die, they are finally together. The comics die even more lonely, sisters, and can be said to be a masterpiece of darkness, but it is really unacceptable to many people. Chen looked very depressed in his previous life. He was very disdainful of the scumbag of the male protagonist. Even in retrospect now, Chen felt uncomfortable. Maybe this is also an opportunity. Chen's mind flashed, cat, and a brilliant idea flashed. since it made him uncomfortable. Such a world does not need to exist. He is the strongest demon king in history. Chen, are you okay? Aqua muttered. She wanted to see what the world of those two bad women was like. See what black spots they have, which can be used to ridicule them and take revenge for the arrow on their little jade arm. Okay, at this time, Chen had already decided in his heart to upload the front part of Fairy Tale first. Sting. System prompt. Master Chen has uploaded a memory video. Fairy Tale. My guild turned out to be the name of our world. Urza was a little surprised and didn't expect such a coincidence. Could it be the people in your guild are all the legendary sons of heaven? Tony said in surprise. The chosen son is not only said in China, but there are also many sayings about the chosen son in the West. Tony watched some dramas after he entered the internet cafe, and he had certain conjectures about the chosen son. For example, Vortex Naruto, Monkey D. Luffy, Kurosaki Ichigo, they are all the chosen ones. The chosen son? Urza raised her eyebrows slightly. She didn't know, although there were similar sayings in her world. God's chosen son? I only believe in my own strength. Aestes expressed disdain, and she believed that man was more powerful than God. Team leader, my lord will not choose a name for no reason. There is such a possibility. At this moment, Laozi appeared in the internet cafe and said with a chuckle, old man, your strength seems to be stronger again. Did you buy a divine potion? Whitebird frowned slightly, and Laozi's breath became more and more unfathomable under his sense of sight. Haha, I went bankrupt and bought a bottle of divine potion, which is a little gain. Laozi said with a slight smile. Huh. Chen raised his brows, checked the recharge records, and found that Laozi was pretending to be a pig and eating a tiger again. Just recharged 20,000 membership points from Laozi. Obviously not only bought a bottle of divine medicine. And Chen's share is 30%, an increase of 6,000 member points all of a sudden. The current member point, 33,500, and Merlin, Aizen, Archer Hamadara haven't acted yet. They should be trying to find a way to get membership points now. Brother, the old man is now in the realm of heaven and man, and he is not weak in the world. At this moment, Eluoheo took a deep look at Laozi and said to Chen, old man, is this a little breakthrough? Chen teased with a smile. Cough cough. Laozi was a little embarrassed. He wanted to keep a low profile. Have you broken through to heaven and man? Kula la la. You are too low key, old man. You didn't tell us such a happy event. When I go back, I will hold a banquet and drink with you for 3 days and 3 nights. Whitebird said boldly. Heavenly man, it's really enviable. Magneto smiled stiffly, gritted his teeth in his heart, and secretly said, sure enough, if I don't work hard, I will be thrown away. Am I really going to steal the universe cube? If you want to get rich, you can only rely on it. Hey, ask the leader of the team another day, who owns the universe Rubik's cube. It's alright, everyone, let's watch the memory video first. Laozi said with a chuckle. He logged into the internet cafe because he made a breakthrough and was in a particularly good mood, so he came to make up for it and relax. Whitebird, Magneto, Tony, Enel, and King all gave Laozi face and didn't make fun of him. After all, no matter in history, in mythology, or in the identity of internet cafes, Laozi has completely exploded them. However, when Laozi and the others clicked the memory video of Fairy Tale, they were all shocked. Before the picture starts, an exciting theme song has already sounded. Song name, Fairy Tale. It was very exciting. Very burning. And even Laozi in the realm of heaven was a little excited when he heard it. It's not that Laozi is in a bad mood, but that the songs are natural and can make ordinary people ignite their blood. The same effect is heard by the gods, but the gods can control their own blood, and it is difficult for ordinary people to say, very nice music. Aestes couldn't help but praised, even if she was a person who had no interest in art. She liked this theme song. After reading the theme song in the beginning, judging from my more than 30 years of follow-up experience, this must be a masterpiece. King swears by it. Killer la la. Heroes see the same thing, and the old man thinks the same way. Whitebird said, this Laozi blows up. What if it's unfinished? Tony also appreciates this theme song, but except for the leader, no one knows that the world of fairy tale will develop like this, and there may be a lot of bloody things in the future. That old man ate the keyboard live. Whitebird replied without hesitation. Cough cough. At this time, Chen was slightly embarrassed. The video was cut so perfectly that it seemed that he had accidentally tricked Whitebird. Chapter 105. The old man's mentality exploded. I've read it. I'm very excited, especially Natsu's sentence. How could you possibly beat me? We are fairy tale. After reading the first few chapters of fairy tale, Enel sighed with emotion, imagining that after a hard fight and defeating the Admiral 4 Emperors in the future, he shouted, how can you defeat me? We are the Whitebird Pirates. Haha, now you understand Dad's mood. Whitebird is ready next time he takes the children to pick out the 4 Emperors' lair in naval headquarters, and after blowing them up, he will say the same thing. It's really a bloody slogan. Although Aces couldn't understand the team spirit of fairy tale, they trust each other, regard the guild as a family, and regard the guild code as a belief, but she still appreciates this group of people. Chen, I want to pass down an oracle to my believers. After defeating a strong enemy in the future, I want to shout, how can you defeat us? We are the Axis sect. Aqua looked very excited, hugged Chen, and said with a smile, the Axis cult? Hey, I'll think it's fine. Just those stupid believers of the Axis sect who still want to defeat a powerful enemy. Chen can't stop laughing. Fortunately, Aqua, who was boiling with enthusiasm at this time, did not understand what Chen meant. Otherwise she would definitely bite Chen. Thank you for your compliments. Urza smiled proudly, sincerely proud of her friends. But then again, the world where Queen Urza lives is very powerful. There are many tier 5 powerhouses at the same level as Urza, and I feel that there will be many tier 6 powerhouses in the future. Laozi said softly, after reading the previous stories of fairy tale, and Queen Urza's world is a magical world. There are so many 5th and 6th order powerhouses, and there may be a true god. Magneto Wang Mui said, I don't know this, but I feel a lot of pressure right now. Urza simply watched the memory video and found that the enemy at the beginning was nothing, and there were quite a few strong enemies behind point in the later plot. The master has no intention of releasing it at all. Perhaps the enemy has become unimaginably powerful and does not want to attack her. Actually, you don't need to care. After all, you have a group of reliable partners. Whitebird laughed. The relationship between Fairy Tale's guild members is very similar to that of some pirate groups in their world. For example, Whitebird Pirates, Roger Pirates, Red Hair Pirates, Straw Hat Pirates, familiar like a family member, very reliable. Well, what Mr. Whitebird said is, Urza smiled happily, and she felt a lot more at ease in her heart. And from the memory video, there are still many opportunities for her to earn membership points in the future. If she can collect the blood essence, magic props, and magic scrolls of the enemy, she should be able to buy a lot of divine potions. Else's world is really powerful and desirable, but the master, the memory video of my world, after watching Urza's world, Acid looked forward to her world even more. Perhaps there are countless strong people in the overseas continents of her world, and there are more challenges. The memory video of your world. Before it is released, you have to be mentally prepared. Looking at Aces, Chen said with a hint of pity in his eyes, hesitating slightly. In an instant, the atmosphere of the internet cafe became a little dignified, and Whitebird, Magneto, King and others all secretly speculated. Although the world Urza lives in is complex and has many challenges, the probability that they are the chosen sons is very high. No matter how you look at it, it is a bloody adventure story, and it should be a happy ending in the end. Isn't the ending of Aces' world perfect? No matter what my ending is, if it is a choice I made, I will not regret it, and no matter how bad the ending is, I have the ability to change it now. Aces didn't feel heavy because of Chen's words, but showed a confident smile. Her self-confidence and her smile are full of charm, and the first impression that gives people is that she is indeed the Queen of Ice. Well, I uploaded it. Remember, the video I uploaded has been adjusted. If you feel uncomfortable, don't watch it anymore. Chen reminded lightly. In fact, Chen knew that it was okay if he didn't remind him. If he reminded him like this, they would definitely read it. Point of course, Luoheo, Athena, and Laozi saw through the entire internet cafe. Brother is a little black-bellied. Luoheo smiled softly in his heart. The wisdom of the concubine tells me that this man is very interesting. Athena unexpectedly likes the dark-bellied type, Mr. Leader. I have watched hundreds of years of human beings, and even dark stories are just a piece of cake for me. Laozi thought to himself, it's over. Chen said, and then started uploading. Ding. System prompt. Master Chen has uploaded the memory video. Slashing the red eyes. Point. Looking at the name. King frowned slightly. This style of painting doesn't sound right. Maybe it's the dark style. Point. But Whitebird and the others didn't know much about it, so they just clicked on the video. Aestes was a little disappointed when she saw the title of the video. It seemed that she was not the chosen one, because she remembered that there was a female assassin in the empire, named Kaitong! Zero ask for flowers. But it doesn't matter, no matter who is the chosen son, she can't shake her determination to become stronger. But when she clicked on the video, she found that everything was fine. Point. The beginning is a nice battle scene and theme song. Point. At the beginning, she thought her world was a battle scene, but after reading the beginning, she felt that it was a hot-blooded teenager growing up, because she saw a commoner male protagonist who entered the imperial capital from other places. The male protagonist is not a scumbag rice to scumbag. It will be harmonized directly, but changed to anonymous. The images that Chen uses his invincible power in the internet cafe to change into the type that Aestes likes in his heart. The hero action is a bit like you. Aqua muttered, cough, it's not my fault. Chen was stunned, looked at Aestes, and was also curious in his heart. Is this a coincidence? Aestes' face turned slightly red, and she said to herself, strange, I didn't do anything wrong. Zero. At this time, everyone looked at Chen and Aestes, feeling that they were a bit tricky. Don't look at me like this, keep watching. Chen said, okay. King nodded, watching the video of Enel's memory next to him. He didn't have a membership, so he could only ignore it like this. This is the advantage of logging into the internet cafe physically, and Chen doesn't plan to pursue it, because they can't do anything about it, and their membership points are really poor. Thinking about the time when the internet was just popularized in the previous life. In internet cafes, some people had no money to surf the internet, so they could only watch other people play games behind their backs. Isn't it normal? And time is passing quickly in everyone's dignified eyes. About half an hour later, Chen said, this time you are watching a little slow. With Whitebird's inhuman mental power, it doesn't take 10 minutes to watch a dozen or so episodes of short animation. I'm done. Whitebird was the first to speak. He paused and said solemnly, at first I thought it was an ordinary hot-blooded youth show, but when I saw the tragic death of the male lead's childhood sweetheart, I thought it would be a dark revenge show. After seeing a lot of beautiful teammates of the youth, I thought it was a harem fan named Dark Vengeance. When I saw the tangled emotional scene between the queen and the male protagonist, I thought it was what the king said, Beethoven. I didn't expect the girls of my companions to die one by one. In the end, the queenette was also fragrant and jade, and then the old man realized that this Motherfucker is a girl who cuts her. Speaking of the end, Whitebird angrily launched shock fruit, but unfortunately it doesn't have much use in internet cafes. This looks so bad. Whitebird, who came into contact with a dark drama for the first time, just wanted to say, the old man's mentality exploded. Superior Chapter 106. You gentlemen, I like it. In order to kill the younger sister, the old man said it well. Tony took out a pack of cigarettes in his suit, sucked fiercely, and scolded. It's too dark. That world of beheading girls is simply the darkest period in human history. As the future Iron Man, he suddenly had the idea of saving that world. Point of course, it's just thinking about it. There are too many people in the world of cutting sisters who can destroy Tony, especially the ultimate emperor's tool of the emperor. It is estimated that ordinary 5th order bosses can't deal with it. At least a strong man at the level of Mr. Whitebird can deal with it. Yeah, it's the first time I found out that I'm still a long way from the real villain. Magneto suddenly felt that he was a good person. Compared with the nobles, demons, and beasts in the sister killing incident, how much he was Wei Guang's hang point. In fact, it's all the fault of the fat pig minister. If he hadn't assassinated the parents of the little emperor and coerced the emperor to make the princes, the empire would not have been corrupted like that. Erza put forward her own opinion. As long as 023 solves the minister of the empire, things will be easy. The minister is a culprit, but the real root of evil is human nature. The empire is not without loyal ministers, and the military's Bud Admiral army is also a loyal minister. Originally, no matter how strong a minister is, it is impossible to cover the sky with one hand. The imperial capital has turned even the empire into a purgatory on earth. Tony said coldly, he is also a famous nobleman, so he knows the most about the affairs between nobles. However, the world he lives in is a civilized society. There are more or less figurines and legal constraints, and it is not so dark. Even before, he thought that the little things among the nobles were no big deal. Looking at it now, he suddenly felt very bad, and he had to go back and check to see if there were so many dark things in the modern aristocracy. Since it is purgatory on earth, then destroy them. Leo's heart is also not peaceful. He is a god, but he was a human before he was a god. To tell the truth, after living for hundreds of years, from the spring and autumn hegemony to the 7 heroes of Sengoku, Leozi was used to seeing the battles in the world, and he looked down on it. As a result, I witnessed the darkness of the world of slaying girls with my own eyes. I looked down on the Motherfucker. Leozi killed them. The wisdom of the concubine tells me that people who cannot be called human are not qualified to live in the world. Athena said indifferently, Achan, let's go and destroy them. Aqua couldn't stand it any longer. For the first time, she felt that her world was so beautiful. In her world, compared with those noble ministers in the new sister world, her mortal enemy, the demon race, can't be more kind. There is really no need for such a world to exist. Eluoheo's light was cold and murderous. Everyone, we still have to ask the queen's opinion. If she doesn't agree with her world, we won't be able to enter. Before Chen could express his opinion, Aizen, who likes diving, appeared in the internet cafe. Also appearing with Aizen is Uchiha Madara. These two guys have been inseparable recently. Chen almost wondered if Uchiha Madara was in a relationship, knowing that Uchiha Madara's true love has always been Senju Hashirama. Aizen is right. It would be better to ask Acids for his opinion. At this time, Whitebird calmed down and said, the world of Zenmei is the territory of Aestes. After entering the internet cafe, everything in it can be regarded as Aestes' wealth. Whitebird and the others destroyed it in the past to relieve their anger, but it was a question whether Acids would agree. Then ask her, why did you stop talking, the Queen of Ice? Are you autistic? Aqua muttered. Aqua used to hate Acids, but now she is more sympathetic. The love story of Aestes is a bit sad. He fell in love with the male protagonist at first sight, and he was determined. Unfortunately, because of different positions, they could not come together. Later, the male protagonist sacrificed heroically in the decisive battle, and the queen lost to the female protagonist Kaitong. Because she lost her love, her mentality collapsed, and she was hit by the curse of Kaitong Tigu's one-shot kill, holding the opponent's body to die for love. Together for the sky of ice flowers, dissipated between heaven and earth. Chen used the animation ending. The queen's ending is good. I'm fine. Thank you for your concern. None of these things have happened yet, right? For me, it's just an interesting memory. Aestes took a deep breath, but Guang glanced at Chen with a complicated and resentful look. She said so, but her heart was ups and downs. Very unstable. Anyone who knows that they will have such a fate will feel uncomfortable. In terms of life and death, Acids, as a soldier, as an admiral army, is not particularly valued. But that period of bitterness that made her feel is the biggest regret in her life, growing up in the cruel northern icefield. Aestes, who is independent and strong on the outside, actually longs for warmth, longing for a sincere feeling, and envies the pure and flawless love of a girl. Unfortunately, the love object is the enemy, an assassin in the revolutionary army. So much so that Aestes looks at Chen now, like looking at a heartless man, as if to tell, why is it you? Why is the anonymous person not a shadow? Even if Astes knew that Yi Chen was not an anonymous person. I also know that Yi Chen's appearance will appear, because when Yi Chen's duel with Athena before, Yi Chen's warm embrace and sunny smile made her feel good about Yi Chen in her heart. But Astes is still a little incapable of Yi Chen. Let go 0. If you don't regret his choice, Astes can't say it now. Maybe he really didn't regret it at the moment before he died, but he was full of regret and pain. Don't hold on. If you feel uncomfortable, just cry out. This goddess won't laugh at you. Aqua said in a generous manner, do you think I'm you? Astes couldn't help laughing, suddenly feeling that this goddess was really funny. She is a mortal who has never cried since she was a child. Even in the memory video, she did not cry when she lost a loved one and lost a loved one. The queen is really strong and distressing, but this blue-haired goddess was so crying. She and Urza stabbed her, but she didn't break the defense, but hugged Yi Chen and cried for a long time. If all goddesses were so stupid, she would still be immortal. What? Kindness is not rewarded. Aqua said angrily. But at this moment, Yi Chen walked over lightly, hugged Astes, and said solemnly under her astonished eyes, actually, you are right. It's just an illusory memory, that's all. I don't need the sympathy and comfort of others. Astes blushed, bowed his head, and struggled slightly. Then I'll get down to business. What are you going to do with your world? Yi Chen released Astes and chuckled. When Ace Destin felt a emptiness in his body, he rolled his eyes in his heart. He really let go! 3.7 What's wrong? Yi Chen said with a smile. He did it on purpose? Astes suddenly felt that Yi Chen was a little black-bellied, and his eyes suddenly became more resentful. HMPH. For your thoughts, I actually have only one attitude. Knowing that Yi Chen wanted himself in a play, Astes hummed, took a deep breath, and said, "Man, I like war." As soon as these words came out, Whitebird and the others immediately smiled happily. Astes agreed that they would go to the world of beheading sisters. Well, after tonight, we will go out and let those noble demons see what a real purgatory is. Yi Chen said coldly. When uploading the video of Zhenmei, Yi Chen wanted to destroy the empire in the world of Zhenmei. Although he can do it alone, he doesn't need Astes' consent. But when there is no task, the Superdimensional Internet Cafe has not taken the initiative to attack any world point, so he wanted to try it out to see if it would have any special effects. Chapter 107. The Oracle came into the world, and the Imperial capital was boiling. Since the master has decided to go out tomorrow, then I will go back and prepare first. Astes disappeared in his barracks late at night. It's okay to be absent for a short time, but there will be trouble if he is absent for a long time. Pass my word. Tomorrow at noon, let the nobles of the Imperial capital clean up and wait for the gift of God. Yi Chen smiled lightly. Follow the orders of my lord. Yi Chen is the main one here. So Astes saluted as a courtier and then disappeared into the internet cafe. I also have to go back and talk to the old man, the president. Urza murmured. What she did this time was only a small task. If she didn't go back for a long time, the people of Fairy Tail would worry about her. Let's go. Those who want to go on a crusade against the Empire will gather here at noon tomorrow. After letting Urza leave, Yi Chen said to everyone in the internet cafe, we can't afford 1000 membership points if we don't have a mission. Enel murmured. Hearing this, Whitebird was also slightly embarrassed. It was fun to watch, but it was troublesome when he wanted to pay. The big shuttle card is 5000 member points, and there is no limit to the number of members. If you want to go, the big guy can make some money, just don't do it. Tony gave his idea. The eyes of the old man and others suddenly lit up, and I have to say that this method is really good. 5000 member points. Now the bosses must be reluctant because there are too many things to buy. It is estimated that the adults who dominate the 20 are reluctant. And Master does not need membership points to travel through. There is no reason to let Master spend money. Therefore, it is best for them to pay their own money, and it is Toner's thoughtful thought. Hey, see, my son is a genius. Magneto said brazenly, looking at Whitebird. Tony and Whitebird had black lines on their faces, but they did not deny Magneto's words. It's a good idea. It's only a few hundred points per person on average. Whitebird agreed without hesitation. There are a lot of big guys in internet cafes now. There are 10 more than rank 5, and he can still afford a few hundred member points compared with saving a world and expressing the anger in my heart when watching the show. This membership point is still very worthwhile. When it's time to go to the world of Zanmi, you can catch a few more dangerous species. The blood of those special beasts will be recovered from the internet cafe. Chen said lightly. The strength of the S-level dangerous species is still very strong, and the super S-level dangerous species may reach the 4th order level. Tegu is created by using special ores plus the super dangerous species body or blood and other materials with the scientific research ability of the internet cafe boss. It is really possible to develop a new Tegu point. Really good advice. Aizen smiled slightly. HMPH, you actually wanted to do this when you watched the Demon Slayer video. Uchiha he didn't know Aizen yet. Aizen smiled, non-committal. Magneto, remember to give me the blood of the dangerous species when the time comes. I will study and research, and I will give you a copy of the results. Tony said, haha, if you say something polite, even if there is no return, I will promise you. Magneto said with a loving smile. Tony's face was full of black lines, and he cursed in his heart. Why did I agree to his condition in the first place? Let's talk slowly. I still have something to do. I'll leave first. Aqua, come with me. Zhao Liang stayed to watch the shop. Chen planned to take Aqua on a business trip, and Luo Heo nodded obediently. Wait, my concubine also wants to go with you. Little Athena followed and said, okay. Chen did not refuse. After disguising as God of Destruction III, he walked out of the internet cafe with Athena and Aqua and disappeared into the dark night. In fact, Chen could have set off tonight to destroy the empire in the world of beheading sisters. The reason why I only set off tomorrow is because Chen has one more important thing to do tonight. It has been 3 days since the last frost disaster. Tomorrow Chen plans to use the Great Resurrection technique to save the refugees in Jiangnan City and create faith. Ring of Faith. But it's a good thing. Qin Shimingai is on the plane of 9 songs in the sky, and it is a little difficult to gain faith immediately because the ancient information is not developed, so it is necessary to build a gymnasium and cast a god statue. In modern times, it is different, especially in the world where the spiritual energy is revived. It does not take a day to build these things, but can be done in an hour. It's just a miracle point. In order to create this miracle, Chen's power alone is not enough. The power of the sun god and the power of the underworld have the ability to resurrect from death, but only for Chen himself. There are many restrictions on helping others resurrect, not to mention how many resurrections, 100,000 victims. So it has to rely on Aqua's goddess privilege rain resurrection plus Chen's ring of faith. Combining 2 swords to create miracles. And now, Chen went to the big horse and asked how things were going. By the way, isn't the Aestes Admiral Army very loyal? Why are you willing to help us destroy the empire? Aqua flew forward in the air and asked on a whim. Chen was stunned. Why did Aqua suddenly have an online IQ and asked such a profound question? The wisdom of the concubine told me that it was because of some mysterious power between men and women. At this time, Athena stared at Chen with a smile and said, the 3 Nolali actually laughed. Chen saw Athena smile for the first time and had to admire the goddess's smile is very beautiful. Mysterious power. Aqua pouted. She couldn't figure it out, but she was inexplicably unhappy. But she quickly forgot about it because she was the type who didn't want to think about things she couldn't figure out and forgot unhappy things in a blink of an eye. Don't think too much. Aestes would not betray the empire because of his personal feelings. He just saw his end and saw that the empire was completely helpless, so he planned to destroy it with his own hands and then re-establish an empire. Chen said lightly, oh, yes, Lord Master really understands her and protects her. Athena said with a smile. Chen found that he seemed to have been tricked, and she was indeed the goddess of wisdom. Achan, we seem to have arrived. Aqua said at this time point. Before they knew it, they had already arrived at the hotel square where Big and Little Horse were, and in the air, Big and Little Horse had long been standing in front of them to greet them. I have seen His Highness the God of Destruction. The Big and the Pony greeted respectfully. Both of them were a little nervous, because Chen was too strong, and the two women he brought with him were unfathomable and had immeasurable divinity. Are these two goddesses? But blue-haired and silver-haired don't seem to be the gods of China, and the god of destruction is also blonde. Could it be that hyperdimension is the church of Western gods? Don't be nervous. You don't need to think too much. This time, I just want to see what I ordered and how you arranged it. Chen said lightly, my lord, we have arranged all the frozen victims here, as instructed. There are hundreds of thousands. Dama frowned. They have put a lot of thought into these days, but they have only saved hundreds or thousands of people. Some of them have failed to rescue them, and died the moment they thawed. The problem is very difficult. That's fine. Tomorrow afternoon, you wait here. I will resurrect them. Chen glanced at the square lightly, looked at the many victims lying in the freezer, and nodded lightly. Resurrect them. The Big and the Ponies were taken aback. Is this really possible? There are millions of people. Aqua, save that little girl. Chen pointed to the girl in the freezer below who had no signs of life, and failed to rescue her, and said, okay. Aqua nodded with a smile. Her body changed into a blue divine light, and the actual resurrection technique was used. Under the illumination of her divine light, the frozen girl's face slowly recovered her vitality, and then she opened her eyes. I'm so hungry, the little girl muttered. When she woke up, okay, great. 023 The Big and the Pony were pleasantly surprised. And the hard work of the past few days was not in vain. This is Aqua, the goddess of water believed in by the third sect of our sect. Remember her name. After all, Chen, Athena, and Aqua disappeared before the big horse could react. At this speed, we can't react in time. It seems to be a god. Big and Xioma secretly said in their hearts, and at the same time, they are very much looking forward to tomorrow's events, and almost at the same time. In the world of Crimson Eyes, the Empire's little emperor and fat pig minister Ernesto were also very excited. Hades, the Admiral Army has exterminated the northern alien race. That's great. In the palace hall, the minister of the fat pig smiled, so that the northern side of the empire was no longer threatened. He could sit back and relax, and he could live a fuller life. The minister said that the Hades Admiral Army also said that she was so successful this time because of the help of the gods, and the gods also sent down an oracle. Tomorrow, she will come to the capital of the earth and confer the gift of the gods. Below the hall, the soldier in charge of the communication said solemnly, God, is there really a god in this world? The little emperor's heart beat faster. If there was a god, wouldn't he be able to live forever? This is what all emperors dream of. Is this true? The minister questioned. Otherwise, adults think that the alien race, that can be pacified at least a year, why is it exterminated in a few days? The soldier who sent the message said, neither humble nor arrogant. Yes, the Acid's Admiral Army cannot lie about the military situation. But, very good. Hahaha, you can arrange this, minister. The little emperor was overjoyed and instructed the minister. Her little emperor believes that after the news spreads, the nobles and people of the imperial capital will be boiling. This is the empire. That god is blessing him. Okay, your majesty. The minister agreed. After thinking about it, although he didn't know what the hell Hades was up to, he'd still go there tomorrow to see. No matter how powerful Hades was, he couldn't overthrow the empire. Chapter 108 The gods are here. Camus is like a prison. The next day, noon. The world of beheading sisters, the imperial capital of the empire. The little emperor and the minister of the fat pig brought a group of nobles in the imperial capital to the parade square in front of the main hall of the palace, waiting for the coming of the gods. Aching, hasn't the gods arrived yet? Little boy asked impatiently. Your majesty, the gods told us that when all the nobles on the list have arrived, they will come. Hades smiled slightly. Aching said, Minister, have those people arrived yet? The little emperor turned to look at the minister. Don't worry, your majesty, it's almost there. The minister with the fat head and pig face smiled, Cade, and whistled a barbecue on his hands. He looked ugly, but no one dared to say anything. Just like his food appearance, this was a ferocious, Cruel and greedy fat pig, yeah. The little emperor was quiet. The minister turned his head and glanced at Astes and muttered, I don't know if what this female fighter said is true. In the palace, the nobles were all talking about it, looking forward to the gods in Acid's mouth. Do gods really exist? It is possible that General Acids killed 400,000 aliens in the north in a few days, yeah. That must be the power of the gods. The legend, the supreme emperor of the empire, also has the power to rival the gods. Maybe it's true. Unlike the decadent nobles, there are also some sensible people in the palace, such as the Bud Admiral army. What the hell is this Acids trying to do? As the supreme commander of the empire, the Bud Admiral army is not as stupid as those nobles, and things today are definitely not easy. Grown-ups. About a quarter of an hour later, one of the minister's subordinates ran over and whispered in the minister's ear, okay, your majesty, everyone is here. The fat pig minister smiled, then looked at Astes, wanting to see how her expression changed. It's just that Astes' face remained the same, with only a faint smile on his face, as if he was quietly waiting for something interesting. Astes aching, is it alright? Hearing this, the little emperor hurriedly looked at Astes and asked, Your Majesty, the gods are here. Astes smiled. As soon as the voice fell on the Kang Palace, the weather that was originally 10,000 miles of clear sky instantly turned into a black cloud that covered the defense for thousands of miles. The extremely fast spiral sent out thunder and lightning that shook the sky. Rumbling. The thunder light was still golden, and under this earth-shattering scene, the sky in the sky quickly split open, and outside the imperial capital, a golden light penetrated between the heaven and the earth, shattering the 10-mile mountain, forming a golden beam of energy. Light curtain. In the light curtain, more than a dozen figures could be faintly seen, and a vast aura like a god emanated from those figures. Wow. Witnessing such a miraculous scene, the spirits of all the aristocrats present were lifted. Such miracles, such majestic powers, are definitely not something that one or two pieces of Tegu can do. Kalalala, is this the big shuttle card? Such a domineering way of crossing. In the golden light curtain, there was a long laugh from a giant-like figure. The long laugh was earth-shattering, and it shook the void. It continued to cause an earthquake. The entire imperial capital could feel the fluctuation of the earthquake, and some private houses collapsed with a bang. Wow. This time, all the nobles in the palace took a deep breath. Just laughing can cause an earthquake. What a power this is. Some timid nobles knelt down directly, and what's more, they were directly scared to pee. However, their eyes are burning, and while in awe, they have a desire for gods and unrealistic ideas. Really ugly. Astes looked at the embarrassed nobles with cold eyes, and felt that these garbage living in the world was really a waste of food. God, must be God. Come, I want to go out of the city to meet God. The little emperor was also a little incoherent with joy at the moment. Your Majesty, let Acids invite the gods to come down. The minister withdrew his shocking gaze and reminded. At this moment, the minister's heart was also very unstable, and he was shocked by the aura of the gods, but he was still safe and did not let the little emperor risk his life. You don't have to go, they will come, Astes said lightly. With the strength of the masters, it only took a few seconds to rush to the palace from outside the city. They? Bud Admiral army frowned slightly. Astes' words were a bit strange, as if he was familiar with those gods. It's a pity that the excited little emperor and the troubled minister didn't notice. In less than 3 seconds after Astes' voice fell, several rays of light flew out from the golden light curtain on the sky and landed on the palace square. Is everyone here? At the top, the first person to speak is Chen. On the left of Chen are Luo Zhang, Athena, Yan Lingji, Whitebird, Magneto, Enel, Tony, Muto Games, and on the right are Aqua and Elu, Sha, Alice, Aizen, Archer Hamadara, Merlin, Laozi, Kurama and others. As for King and Zayashizi, they didn't come to make do, because the scene would be bloody, and they had no combat power, so they stayed at the internet cafe to watch the live broadcast. While Chen and his party were approaching, the nobles exclaimed before Astes could answer, is that god with a big sword the god of giants? Wow, is that nine-tailed beast a divine Beast, are those flying women above fairies? The goddess who controls the flames is so beautiful. I really want to marry her back home. The blue-haired goddess is so pretty. The silver-haired goddess is also very cute. The nobles watched so many goddesses descend and instinctively expose some of their nature. Some saliva remained, and some even drooled at Whitebird Point. The taste is really invincible. Alas. These scum. There is no need to stay in the world. Chen said coldly, Master, what you want to kill has expired. And the minister's son Sheila was also urgently summoned last night. Astes nodded. Point very good. Block this space and give them the gift of death. Chen's voice just fell. Luoheo's actual combat spells block the space of the palace. Oops, father, my space Tico Shangri-La won't work. The minister's son Sheila, dressed as a beast, exclaimed in surprise. The minister was shocked, and endless anxiety and fear appeared in his heart instantly. Sheila, since you have stood up, let's be the first to sentence you. Chen said indifferently. As soon as the words fell, Luoheo immediately exerted his power. Bakeo Fangfei, thousand flowers dazzling. This Sheila is extremely cruel, kills indiscriminately without mercy, ravages civilians, and kills women of good families. The crime is unforgivable. Luo Liang wanted to kill him when he watched the memory video, and now he will miss the opportunity. I saw countless exotic flowers and plants covering the entire palace in an instant, and then swallowed Sheila into it. Heart-piercing screams resounded through the palace, and in an instant, the little emperor and all the nobles were stunned. Too bad. This cry seems to have suffered a torture that is more terrifying than all the tortures in the world. Listening to it makes one's soul tremble. It's such a pity that the relieved prey was robbed. Whitebird, Laozi, and Merlin all felt a little regretful. Sheila was the one they wanted to kill the most, but unfortunately Luo took the lead and they couldn't do anything about it. You guys too. Let them see what Camus is like. A prison. At this time, Chen smiled faintly, and then looked at Oka, the captain of the guard in the imperial capital, a scum who colluded with officials and businessmen, and murdered countless civilians. Soul Eater. In an instant, Frostmourne flashed in the void, pierced through Oka, and sent out endless black gas that pulled up Oka's soul, tore it apart, and devoured it. Oka cure worse than death. Even the soul failed to persist. And such a brutal execution made all the nobles in the imperial capital tremble. Is this a god? This is a devil. God pity the world. In order to prevent you from suffering in the world, all of you will be sent to hell. At this time, a strong man in the minister's private execution team, the four ghosts of Rakshasa, laughed loudly. His reason and ideal for killing people was to save people from difficulties. It's so noisy. Go to hell. After Reynolds' Heart Network sensed this pervert, it directly issued the judgment of God. Boom. Thunder beams descended from the sky, directly blasting the strong man. Camus is like a prison? No. These are not gods, they are devils. Seeing the tragic death of the nobles in the palace, the little emperor and the nobles all let out a desperate cry. However, this nightmare has only just begun. Again, if you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 109, The Supreme Emperor. Run away. These are demons. No. Help. After Luo Liang, Chen, and Enel attacked, Aizen, Archer, Merlin, and Magneto all attacked one after another, killing the aristocrats an utter embarrassment. Bullying the weak. Originally they disdain but the people here are all scum, so they are welcome. Magnetic thunder cannon. Magneto manipulated countless metal weapons, spewing out electromagnetic beam cannons, blasting the prey below. Kalalala. It's interesting. It turns out that Magneto's talent for copying is thunder fruit. Whitebird laughed happily. No matter how awesome you are, Magneto, you still don't want to replicate my son's abilities. Electromagnetism generates each other. Electricity generates magnetism, and magnetism generates electricity. It's really an excellent choice. Aizen praised that it would be the best choice for him. If you have time to watch the show, you might as well do more with your hands. Merlin and the old man's hands and feet are not slow. Magneto snorted. Point at this moment, Merlin and Laozi have fallen below, chasing after the villain who appeared in the memory video. Point Sheila's companion became the first choice for the two of them, because Sheila was a pervert, and his companion was the same pervert. Can't forgive them. Death to Laozi. With a cane, Laozi smashed Sheila's fellow pirate named Yanzin, and the blood exploded in all directions, frightening the noble ladies around him to piss. Old man, give 023 strength. With a sword energy, Merlin hid the first master warrior under Sheila for the 5 horses, and then saw the scene of the old man's shot. Point he hadn't thought that the old man would use such primitive means. So cruel. Are you not the founder of Taoism? Taoism is natural. The old man just used the most primitive and natural means to blow them up. Laozi said indifferently, holding the red-stained cane, and walked towards the nobles. As long as the villain appears in the memory video, it is a stick to see, and the scene is extremely bloody. How can this happen? Why is this happening? Those nobles who died did not understand why the gods wanted to kill them. Did they do evil things? Yes. In their hearts, they are kind, and have not done bad things. It's not a bad thing to torture and kill people just for fun, because those are untouchables. It is not a bad thing in their hearts to play with the slaves they bought. Let the dogs bite them, or use them to fight beasts. Anyway, what they bought is the items, and they can be used any way they want, and they will die if they die. Point. If you look at other people's wealth, you will frame them, and put them in jail, and let the family be destroyed. If you look at other people's wives and daughters, they will kill other people's husbands. These are not bad things in their eyes. They were nobles, and those who died were untouchables. Can the lives of the untouchables be compared with those of the nobles? However, think about it with the same thinking. The lives of these nobles, in front of the gods, are also worthless, and can be killed arbitrarily. Chen and others just use their own way to treat their body. It's a pity that they can't figure it out. They can't figure it out, and they still don't think about it. When they die. Point. It can be seen how stupid, dirty, and rotten these nobles are, and it is not a pity to die. Your Majesty, hurry up. The old ministers hold them back. At this time, in the palace, the burly and burly-built Admiral Army, who was in danger, was calm, wearing armor-shaped emperor gear, flashing golden thunder all over, ready to fight to the death. You can't go there either. Frozen Age. Suddenly, the surrounding icebergs stood up, and Aestes instantly blocked all the exits of the palace. Aestes, it's really you. Why are you? The minister pointed at acids and said angrily, this is the gift of the gods, to give you hopeless people salvation. You don't need to thank me. Aestes said indifferently. Aestes Admiral Army, don't forget, you were promoted by my father. The little emperor scolded. That's why you let the gods crusade the murderers of your parents today, and save this country. Aestes disagreed. Everything she had done over the years was worthy of the empire, and what she did now would be more beneficial to the empire in the long run, but she had to sacrifice these dignitaries. The murderer of my parents. No, it is impossible. The minister is impossible. The little emperor didn't believe in acids. He only believed in the minister, who selected the youngest among the emperors to assist him in ascending the throne. Point. The minister could not harm him. Horribly innocent. You really don't deserve to be emperor. Aestes said indifferently. Aestes, as a military commander, you are not qualified to betray the empire for any reason. Just die for me. Seeing Aestes revolting, Bud Admiral's army was furious. His body exploded with thunder, and he attacked Aestes angrily. A huge golden thunder energy ball rushed towards Aestes quickly. Point. But before acids could be touched, a golden thunderbolt landed on the sky and sent the energy ball across the earth, piercing the imperial armor of the Bud Admiral Army. How could there be a thunderbolt stronger than my emperor in this world? Bud Admiral's belly was scorched black, the plate was on the ground, and he was dying. His Tegu, Thor's anger was pierced by the power of the same element. How could it be possible? Is the other party really a god? Is a god punishing their empire? So sorry, if he had killed all the treacherous ministers and his ministers, the empire would not have perished. Point. It's a pity that there are not so many ice in this world. From the moment Chen and the others came, it is equivalent to sentence the empire to death. Old stubborn, go to hell to give allegiance to your late emperor. In the sky, Chen showed no mercy, raised his hand and drew down 3,000 thunder spears, and slammed it down, rumbling. The Butte Admiral army was instantly smashed to pieces, and disappeared from this world. It's a pity for such a loyal and brave general. Whitebird regretted slightly, we are the enemy of the Empire. He is the loyal dog of the Empire. With his loyalty to the royal family, it is impossible for us to use him. It is not the best result to let him sacrifice himself for the royal family. Aizen pushed his glasses, faintly wrote, we didn't let him see the fall of the empire with his own eyes, and we didn't let him see the tragic death of the little emperor. It was already our kindness to him. Archer Hamadara snorted coldly, he was never a soft-hearted person. At least he still has a chance to reincarnate his soul, but the ministers and the others don't have that kind of treatment. Merlin said with a smile, while holding the holy sword, and beheading the guards of the nobles with the golden sword glow, killer la la, that's what I said, keep killing and punish these beasts. Whitebird is not a woman's kind person, but he admires the loyalty of Butte Admiral's army and wants to accept him as his son, although he also knows that this is impossible. And Chen and others don't know Whitebird's idea. If they know, please, if you accept your son, you have to look at the character of the other party. As far as the stubborn character of the Butte Admiral army is concerned, you are too whimsical, old man. Chen would definitely complain like this. The Butte Admiral army is dead. The escort is dead. It's bad. It's over. It's going to die. It's going to die. We are going to die. What to do? Minister. The little emperor was extremely flustered. Compared with you, these are not gods, but devils, demon kings, and demon kings who came out of hell. They are not human beings at all. Your Majesty, use the Supreme Emperor. The ultimate emperor will definitely be able to defeat them. The fat pig minister had no choice but to use the last trump card. He still had confidence in the Supreme Emperor. Legend has it that the Supreme Emperor has the power to rival the gods. If not only the royal bloodline can drive him, he would have killed the little emperor long ago. Yes. I still have the Supreme Emperor. The little emperor touched it and wanted to bring a precious imperial tool like a jade seal. Once he used it, even the gods could be wiped out. Use that, then let me see its power. Chen still has some expectations for the Supreme Emperor in the demon-slaying world, and the destructive power is first class. Chapter 110, Protecting the Country, God of Machines, Superdimensional Hidden Tasks. Chen, why did you stop? Aqua noticed that Chen suddenly stopped and looked at the little emperor and ministers with a little curiosity. You didn't take any shots. Could it be that you were afraid of seeing blood? Chen remembered that after Aqua was reincarnated in a Thor-world, she didn't seem to have recorded many kills. Chen, you are wrong this time. I plan to give their souls to the goddess of prison. Aqua showed a cute and sunny smile. She didn't go down to kill, and it was almost the same for her to kill chickens. Even if it was a bad person, she couldn't do it. But that doesn't mean Aqua doesn't have the means to punish those wicked people. In fact, Aqua can occasionally think of some black-bellied methods. This time, she shackled the souls of those nobles and planned to return to the heavenly realm and hand it over to the god of prison in the heavenly realm. Falling into the hands of the prison god will be worse than killing them. It's like entering the 18 layers of hell, never to be reborn. Cough. Chen is a little surprised. I didn't expect Aqua's methods to be cruel enough. The noble souls who were shackled by her did not expect that. Under the smile of this goddess sunshine, she actually wanted to put them to death. Anyway, they deserved what they deserved, and this goddess is not mentally retarded, so how could she easily let them go? How about it? This time my idea is great. Aqua propped up her waist, complacent, with an expression like Chen, come and praise me. Yes. Then you are great. Chen touched Aqua's head and said, brother, there is a strong energy response. At this time, Luoheo came to Chen's side and reminded, I know, it's the god of protecting the country, Supreme Emperor. Chen said lightly, god of protecting the country, Supreme Emperor. Is that the 100-meter high Gundam? When Tony, who was not far away, heard it, he suddenly remembered the Supreme Emperor who shot a cannon and a mountain in the memory video. Thinking of the power of that thing, I sucked in a breath. and without saying a word, flew behind Magneto. Point. If the Supreme Emperor makes a move against him, let Magneto resist. It's not promising. There are so many people here, and the leader of the group is there. You are afraid of an egg. When Magneto saw that Tony thought so, he immediately complained. How could he recognize such a son? I'm not you. You are now a Thunderfruit capable person. No matter how destructive the Supreme Emperor is, he can't cause damage to you. Tony disapproved. Compared with life, face or something really doesn't matter. Killer la la. This time, Tony is right. On the ground, Whitebird heard Tony's words and agreed. Compared with life, mere face is nothing, and doing big things is generally flexible. It's like you don't care about your face. Magneto pouted. Be careful. Suddenly, Whitebird reminded, right in front of Magneto, a huge rainbow of sun-like energy light cannons attacked from the front. Magnetic shield. Magneto manipulated iron sand to form a huge shield and covered it with thunder energy for defense. Ugh. Zzzz. The energy light bombarded Magneto's shield, and a scorching electric light flint erupted, scattered in the air. What a terrifying ability. Under the continuous force of the light cannon, Magneto felt some pressure. Ha ha ha. Your Majesty has done a good job. That's all. Kill them all. The fat pig minister stood on the tall building of the palace and said with a grim smile. With this power, even a god will kill you. At this moment, Whitebird raised his hand and sent out a shockwave, attacking Geodigu and supporting Magneto. Empty shock. Rumbling. The Supreme Emperor almost fell unsteadily, but because of its huge tonnage, it still managed to hold on to his feet. And because of Whitebird's shockwave, the light cannon shifted position, and Magneto took Tony to retreat behind Chen and others. If the Supreme Emperor takes another shot, although Magneto himself is not afraid, he may not be able to keep Tony. Well, the power of that shot just now is okay. Chen said with a smile. Even Chen was surprised by the blow from the Supreme Emperor, which was much stronger than the performance and the animation, almost comparable to his power. I'm careless. I don't have enough iron sand, and the power of thunder has not been developed to the ultimate. My skills can't stop its continuous attack. How many weapons does it count? Magneto lost face and asked a little unwillingly. After all, he is also a tier 6 boss in the internet cafe. He didn't expect that after the ranking came out. He lost face in the first battle. Preliminarily, the destructive power of the Supreme Emperor's tool is the 6th order primary weapon level, but the user is too weak to exert its true strength. If you have just used the Supreme Emperor's tool from the founding emperor, you should be blasted away, sir. It's over. Chen said lightly. Isn't it defeated by the male protagonist in the memory video? At the time, the male protagonist was at most level 5 in the early stage, and he was able to defeat a level 6 weapon. Magneto was a little unacceptable, and it was because he watched the memory video that he didn't put the Supreme Emperor at ease. I only talked about destructive power and didn't talk about other aspects, and the little emperor has no force at all. Tony is stronger than him. Can he play the Supreme Emperor? Chen said. A little kid who knows nothing controls the Gundam that can destroy the world. Can it be used? Ahayao die for me. At this time, after seeing the power of his own emperor, the little emperor in Supreme Emperor Gilly instantly swelled his self-confidence. His eyes became very ferocious, and he immediately continued to fire. SHHHHHHHH. The two huge crimson light-speed cannons scattered after the eruption and turned into beams that would automatically refract and select the target and bombarded the target. Hey, be careful. Chen dodged and stood in front of the flame spirit G, opened one hand, and the invisible divine power formed the divine enchantment of all the gods who did not obey. The dense beam hit the divine power barrier without causing any waves. The physical resistance and magic resistance of the divine enchantment are really high. 0 Ask for flowers. Aizen, Archer Hamadara, and Merlin all narrowed their eyes slightly when they watched this scene. Even if there is no mystery, the power level of divine power is higher than that of Reiatsu, and it seems that the value of the energy replacement device in the space-time shop is higher than expected. Many thanks, senior leader. That big guy is so fierce, people are so afraid. Yan Lingji held Chen's hand. Zeng said, huh, it's so sinister, I almost got hit just now. Tony said happily. Fortunately, he has a good father, ahem, and a good thug, Magneto. Just from Magneto to help him block the speed of light rays. The continuous huge beam cannon is somewhat difficult to stop, and the power of the dispersible beam rays is much smaller. Everyone, stop playing. It can be seen from the memory video that Supreme Emperor Gu will make people lose their minds and become bloodthirsty. If the little emperor is not terminated, many people will suffer. At this time, Muto Game reminded, he is a decent male protagonist in the end, and he doesn't want any more people to die in the Empire Zero. It's time to end. One man, one move. Chen gave orders and raised his hand to condense Golden Thunder. Thunderbolt is the nemesis of the Supreme Emperor, and it can also electrocute the little emperor inside without blasting the Supreme Emperor. Universal pull. Uchiha Madara took the first shot, put his hands together, and sucked the Supreme Emperor, the little emperor and the fat pig minister into the sky. Immediately afterward, Magneto, Aizen, Merlin, Kurama, Whitebird, Enel, Luo Liang, and Chen all delivered super powerful blows to the target. Magnetic voltage cannon, had number 88, flying dragon level city thunder cannon, holy sword of light, tailed beast. Bomb, breakthrough, one lay, power Hercules, power, God's judgment, seeing the attack of destroying the sky and destroying the earth. Both the little emperor inside the mecha or the ministers outside were immediately pale with fright, unable to speak. Rumbling. The violent explosion in the sky was comparable to a super large nuclear explosion, tearing the dark clouds thousands of miles away, and the aftermath shattered the city walls of the imperial capital dozens of meters high, and the people on the ground were too frightened to raise their heads under such bombardment. Even Chen had to use the resurrection power once. Not to mention the little emperor and ministers. It's over. Chen said lightly. However, as soon as the voice fell, a familiar mechanical sound resounded in his mind. Ding. Congratulations to host for completing the superdimensional hidden task and getting a mysterious reward. Superdimensional hidden mission? Chen was stunned. What kind of mission is this? PS. Tonight is still updated because I have to write while thinking. So every time I update it until late at night, readers better wake up tomorrow and read it again. Chapter 111. The transmigrator who died before his apprenticeship. What exactly is a hidden mission? Chen asked. Ding. Host can check the details of the task by himself. Chen nodded and checked the task details in the taskbar of the internet cafe. Superdimension hidden mission. Kill Esbala. The fallen traverser hidden in the world of Crimson Eyes. Number limit 5. Mission status completed. Mission reward issued. Speaking of which, I killed the fallen transmigrator? Chen was a little inexplicable. Could it be that he was one of the nobles in the palace? Master, do you still have any doubts? At this time, Ace D stood on the rising ice peak, came to the height of Chen, and asked, do you know who Estabila is? Chen said, oh, he's the second son of the minister. He's only 10 years old. He's a daring fool who wants to be a general and likes to giggle at me. Ace D's thought of the fool and said with a 027 expression in disgust. She could feel that the person had no good intentions towards her, and it was only because of his status as a minister that he lost him. Like smiling at you? Chen's mouth twitched. It seems that it is indeed a transmigrator. Only transmigrators know about Acid's mate selection requirements. One is the pure smile of sunshine. The second is a potential to become a general. 3 years younger than her. 4 is best from the frontier as she is. 5 have the courage to hunt dangerous species with empty hands. The minister's son obviously knew this, so he wanted to deceive Acids with his pure smile. It's a pity that there is something wrong with the traveler's brain. Doesn't he know that he is not the protagonist? He still wants to have the treatment of the protagonist and wants Ace D's to fall in love with him at first sight. He's really insane. And did he think his innocent smile could keep him from acids? Ace D's intuition is super accurate. He grew up in various dangerous places. It can be said that if you don't have the aura of the protagonist, she will know your purpose before you get close to her. The fallen traversers don't seem to be good birds, and it is estimated that Cheat was killed by us before he woke up. He died before he was successful. I guess he was very unwilling to die. Chen couldn't help laughing. As everyone knows, the heart of the dead transmigrator was more than unwilling at that time. He just cursed at the sky, hated his father, and hated his mother. I've only traveled through a world of slaying girls. Even if I can't get into acids, what the hell is Whitebird and Magneto? My god. Aizen is also here. Oh my god, Uchihamada Aurelio Liang God Killer. Let me rub it in Merlin. Are you sent by inhibition? God, there is an old man named Laozi. You are a goddess Baba. The ancestors of Taoism have come out. Thief god, you are paralyzed. You are trying to kill me, right? Resentment, hatred, and incomparable grief. Because this transmigrator, Bala, has no cheat at all, but has a special talent that can perfectly use any emperor Bala has already planned. When the plot begins, he will pretend to be an assassin and infiltrate the hero's team, gain the trust of the revolutionaries, and copy the hero's growth path. Finally, he will kill the Bud Admiral army, his cheap old minister and the little emperor. Ascended the throne himself. And Aestes is the combat power he must fight for, so he betrays his smile. As a result, Aestes was polite to him on the surface, and he directly regarded him as a fool in his heart, and he didn't even know it. Moreover, there was no time to do any bad things, and they were done, and I was really embarrassed. Does he have a problem? Aestes asked curiously. Lord Master should not ask a dead person for no reason. Just after Nabila was killed in Kira, he was bitten by the cannibal flower, and his soul was killed by Frostmourne, which was constantly harvesting souls. There is no possibility of resurrection. There can be no problem. He's not from this world, and he wants to fuck you. Chen said bluntly. Bubble me. What do you mean? Aestes froze. That inexplicable expression was a little cute, isn't it? Are you an idiot? You don't understand that. Aqua stared at Aestes with a mentally retarded expression. Even she knew what it meant to soak her, but the queen didn't even know. When Ace Destin was full of black lines, she was actually regarded as a mental retard by a mentally retarded. Brother, what do you mean by soaking in me? Luo Liang suddenly asked with a simple expression. My concubine's wisdom told me, I should say, I also really want to know what it means to soak in me. Little Athena said lightly. Aqua was slightly speechless. Why all of a sudden, the girls around her became pure. Master team leader, can you tell others too? They also want to experience the feeling of being soaked. Yan Lingji kept shaking Yi Chen's hand and held her surging weapon, making Yi Chen speechless for a while. The queen and Luo Liang are as simple as a blank sheet of paper in love, and it is normal to not understand this. Yan Lingji is different. Although she has no love experience, she is an old Saji when it comes to provoking people. This is also a talent. Okay, don't make trouble. Be careful, I really soaked you. Yi Chen said with a vicious look. Luozi, Aestes, and Yan Lingji all blushed, and Yan Lingji muttered in her heart. She said it so fiercely, as if people would be afraid. But at this time, Aqua was not happy. No, Chen, if you want to soak, you have to soak me first. Aqua said while holding Yi Chen's hand. Why? Yi Chen is a little curious, and does Aqua really understand the meaning of soaking her? Obviously I came first. Aqua said confidently. I'm sorry, I'm the first netizen of an internet cafe. Luo hit him mercilessly. You don't count, you can't count. Aqua retorted. Okay, don't make trouble, go back and talk about it. Yi Chen was afraid that Aqua would quarrel with Luo Liang again, so he hurriedly settled the situation. Lord Leader, we plan to hold a banquet in the imperial capital. Whitebird flew over on the moonwalk at this time and asked Yi Chen for advice. Because the ministers and the others died, and the people of the imperial capital were reveling, so they wanted to take the opportunity to hold a banquet. As for the security, there will be no problem with the troops directly under Aestes. Yes, those who want to stay can stay, and those who want to go back can go back with me. Yi Chen nodded with a smile. He knew that the purpose of many people staying for the banquet was to catch the dangerous species, but that was also Yi Chen's promise to them. Anyway, if they can really study the 3.7 Tegu, it is not a bad thing for Yi Chen. The more Tegu they recharge, the more Yi Chen gains. Then many thanks to the leader. After being polite, Whitebird, Merlin, Magneto, Tony, Enel and the others went to a banquet. Elsa and Muto have something to do, so they went back to the internet cafe first, while Laozi, Aizen, and Uchiha Madara were not interested in the banquet, and went directly to catch the dangerous species. Master Chief, can I go back with you? Aestes asked suddenly. Empire, there are so many things, can you walk away? After the death of the little emperor, Aestes was the most powerful person in the empire. Chen didn't think she needed to be busy. I have nothing to put down here, Aestes said firmly, looking at Chen. Chen suddenly realized that Aestes didn't mean to go back to the internet cafe with him, but to go home with him. Should he agree, or should he agree? Chapter 112, Mysterious Power. Pope Vulcan. Facing Aestes with firm eyes, Chen was touched. In fact, in his previous life, he liked the Queen of Ice very much, and had a deep affection for her. At that time, he really wanted to save her, and change her fate. After meeting Aestes in an internet cafe, I felt that she was a real life, which was different from the cognition in previous animations, and the relationship between the two was very short. Chen did not fall in love with her at first sight. Still, the good feeling remains. It's just that she didn't expect her to like her so deeply, and since she opened her mouth to say this, and Chen in the main world also needs some help, if he refuses, wouldn't he appear to be pretentious? After thinking about it, Chen tried to say, internet cafes are neither big nor small. There is a former female employee's room next to my bedroom. If you don't dislike the small space, don't dislike it. Before Chen finished speaking, Aestes responded with a smile, for fear that Chen would regret it. At this moment, the Queen of Ice's smile was like a lotus flower blooming in the frost. That group grew up, and the girl is homeless now. Yan Lingji took the opportunity to grab Chen's arm and said pitifully, she is really homeless now. Since she chose to leave Xian's camp, she can't go back to Beiyu. She has nowhere to go except for the Superdimension Internet Cafe. And there are many people in her world who are stronger than her. Although Laozi is covering it, it is not guaranteed to be foolproof. It's okay to take you in. The key is that there is a room next to me, and I have to watch Aestes. After thinking about it, Chen threw the question to Aestes, but Aestes smiled and said generously, I have no opinion. Aestes' reaction was beyond everyone's expectations, especially Yan Lingji. Yan Lingji didn't think that Acids was such a good talker, and in a sense they were also competitors. My concubine's wisdom told me that this was a wise choice. At this time, little Athena smiled lightly. Even though Athena was young, she actually knew everything. If Aestes refused Yan Lingji, she would actually look stingy and leave a bad impression on Chen, and Chen agreed to agree, so she naturally had to be more generous. Only magnanimity can make other girls serve her. If you can win Yan Lingji, it will also be of great benefit to her strategic goal of attacking in the future. Aestes deserves to be the undefeated Admiral Lamy, and his intelligence and inner beauty are not comparable to ordinary women. However, after solving the problems of Yan Lingji and Aestes, Luo Liang was not happy again. Brother, why did you agree to them? Luo Heo asked in Chen's soul, by using his power to transmit sound. Originally, there was an aqua in the internet cafe who got in the way. Recently, Athena also posted it, and she couldn't drive it away. But these two are goddesses, and they are barely qualified to follow her brother, so she won't say it. But what are Aestes and Yan Lingji? One is rank 5 and the other is barely rank 3. It is not worth mentioning at all. What qualifications do they have to live with their brother? The main reason is that there are some things in the world that I need to do. As my sister, how could you need to do everything yourself? Chen calmly said, I have a lot of subordinates, and there are many who are better than them. Luo Heo said that in her world she has followers all over China, and the whole of China has to listen to her. I know, otherwise I wouldn't arrange Lucalasia to live with you, but she's not a member of the internet cafe, so I didn't let her know too much information. Chen remembered the witch in Sardinia, and her stomach was still a little angry. The main reason was that the witch was the woman who had the closest contact with him so far, and she was very provocative. She was really a goblin. Okay then. Luo Heo nodded, and could only acquiesce. Who made Aestes and Yan Lingji members of the internet cafe? Even if she was unhappy, she couldn't do anything about them. Gone. Yi Chen recovered the body of protection of the country, the Supreme Emperor, with power, incarnation of the wind, and then brought the girls back to the Superdimension Internet Cafe point. After returning to the Internet Cafe, Yi Chen had another tangled problem, because his plan in reality had not been completed, and he could not use acids and the others for the time being. How should I arrange Yan Lingji and Aces on weekdays, when they are not doing anything? It seems that Yi Chen has nothing to do with them. There's really nothing they need to do for now. Yi Chen muttered, brother, this question is very simple. Just let them be maids. Luoheo snorted, girl, okay, Lord Yi Chen will be the master of the slave family from now on. When Yan Lingji heard it, she laughed immediately, and directly called the master, which was very warm. Luoheo felt remorse for a while. But he didn't expect Yan Lingji to be so capable of hitting a snake with a stick. The maid, that is, the maid Lu, is very good. Ace smiled slightly, thinking that this proposal is very interesting, and being Yi Chen's maid is a good thing. Yi Chen listened to Ace's words, and his heart was quite moved. Thinking of the queen wearing a fallen angel maid costume, the picture was so vivid that it was quite emotional. Luoheo scolded inwardly, this time I really made a mistake. A patient is a patient. Little Athena sat on the chair, sipped her tea lightly, and glanced at Luo Liang with an indignant expression. Athena's repairing knife made Luo Liang really uncomfortable. She was despised by a disobedient god who didn't understand human emotions. Let's decide like this, but Aces, I advise you not to give up the empire. If you want to become stronger, the resources of the world you live in are still very important. Yi Chen said, I understand, my lord. Aster said, Zioheo, you should also go back to your world and concentrate on China's martial arts and alchemy. You are still less than 6th order consummation, and you need a lot of resources. Yi Chen said, okay, I'll listen to my brother. Luo nodded and looked at Yan Lingji and said, I will tailor a fire type exercise for her to raise her to rank 5. It is best to find her another fire type devil fruit. The fire spirit body has great potential. Is that so? It's really unexpected. Yi Chen didn't expect that Yan Lingji was a legendary fire spirit body, and she was also an excellent cultivation physique in the Godslayer world. Although it is still weak, the potential is not weaker than that of Aces. Thank you, your highness, the Demon King. Yan Lingji respectfully thanked him. Luo nodded, then disappeared into the internet cafe. Chen, when are we going to save people? Aqua recalled what happened last night and felt that it was time for her to perform. Wait a minute, I'll collect the reward for this mission first. Yi Chen shook his head and said in his heart, receive the reward, ding. Get, skill scroll mysterious power 027, skill scroll. Use this scroll to get exclusive special skills and mysterious power. Mysterious power. Each use will produce its own magical effect according to its own divinity. The specific effect is unknown, immeasurable, mysterious power. Yi Chen frowned slightly, always feeling a little impressed, and the effect of this skill is unknown and immeasurable. Is this a random skill? If you still have time, let's test its effects. Yi Chen secretly said in his heart, Chen, are you alright? Aqua asked. She was still very persistent about saving people. The main reason is to be able to show the greatness of this goddess in front of the world, and maybe even gain a large number of believers. Ah ha ha ha. Thinking of Aqua makes my mouth water. Okay, let's go. Yi Chen patted Aqua on the shoulder and said, is there something wrong with the master? Yan Lingji asked curiously. Well, let's do a big event. If you are interested, let's join in the fun together. Yi Chen said, well, I like to join in the fun the most. Yan Lingji said. Aces also nodded. Then, Yi Chen disguised himself as God of Destruction 3 and took them out of the internet cafe. But when Yi Chen was going out, he heard a loud noise. Long live the Pope, long live the volcanism. Volcanism is immortal, the grace of Vulcan is with you. Hearing these slogans, Yi Chen frowned slightly. Pope Vulcan, it always feels like they appear suddenly and have something to do with their own plans. Chapter 113 The Vulcan Sect of Death. Chen, what is volcanism? It looks like a stinky fart, Aqua murmured. from the goddess intuition, that she considered the Vulcan cult to be her enemy, to achieve her great goals. It's not shit, it's death. Yi Chen's face was a little cold. He said that Jiangnan City was the site of the superdimensional religion. The propaganda of the volcanism in Jiangnan City was originally a challenge to the superdimensional religion. Do you need me to kill them? Astes said coldly. Although there were hundreds of people on the street, only the Pope of the Vulcan sect had reached the 5th rank, and she had the confidence to kill the Pope. Because she bought the primary observation haki when she was online. The Pope felt very vain to her, and her power did not seem to belong to him. Of course, Astes has the confidence to kill this kind of ostensible powerhouse. No hurry, follow behind. I want to see their purpose. It was very easy to kill the Vulcan sect team. Yi Chen felt that it was too cheap for them. And why did they dare to swagger in Jiangnan City? Who gave them the courage? Yi Chen really wanted to see if he was supporting them. It seems that the master is really angry. I'm afraid those people will have bad luck. Yan Lingji said with some gloating in her heart. Who are you? You are not allowed to approach. In the central square under the airport hotel in Jiangnan City, Pope Vulcan brought the believers to the square, but they were stopped by the special forces of the Awakened Guild. Dare to stop us? Do you know who we are? We are from the Vulcan religion. A disciple wearing a relatively advanced Vulcan robe stood up, blazing all over his body, intimidating the teammates of the special team. The Third Order Awakener. The members of the special team were slightly startled, and they also had a certain status in the Third Order Awakeners of the Awakened Guild. But in Vulcan sect, he seems to be just a senior disciple. Quick, go and report the two kings. The squad leader of the special forces said quickly. No, we are here. In the void, the big and small horses stood floating in the air, looking at the group of Vulcan sect lightly, frowning tightly. Vulcan sect, they still stood up. Damn, Afyulang said with a fearful expression. Big brother, you know them? Little Macron hasn't heard Malaysia explain the things about the gods. It's time to tell you now. After a pause, Damar said, the Vulcan of the Vulcan sect is the fallen deity of the Otherworld. The power of the first generation fire awakened has a certain cause and effect with the Vulcan. Big brother, is it true that the power of the fire element awakened originally originated from the Vulcan? Zyoma frowned, but he was thinking. Fortunately, since he majored in the water attribute, the Vulcan has nothing to do with him. Don't be naive, there is a fire god and a water god. Damar mercilessly broke the little illusion in Zyoma's heart. Cough. Big brother, I didn't say that I can stay out of it. Zyoma said a little embarrassedly. Humph. At this time, a 4th Order red-haired male elder of the Vulcan sect saw the big and small horses condescendingly, ignoring them to return the Pope, and immediately stood up and snorted. Big, little horse, you are too disrespectful to our Pope. Looking at it, do you really think that the 5th Order King is amazing? As soon as the words fell, the male elder was hit by a golden force from the air, blasting dozens of miles away, and he didn't know his life or death. Malaysia, you actually attacked. The middle-aged scar-faced Pope of the Vulcan sect was taken aback. He didn't expect that Malaysia would be so disrespectful, and slapped his capable general. I'm just answering his question. Is the 5th Order King amazing? Sorry, the 5th Order King is amazing. Damar Fulung snorted coldly with his hands in his arms. The big and small horses are not weak in the 5th Order, and they are powerless to deal with the ice dragon Scasser. The elder of the Vulcan sect is really an idiot. Don't you know that Malaysia's hobbies are pretending to be slapped in the face? It's really hitting the gun in the dark. Yi Chen snickered secretly. In his previous life, he knew the character of Malaysia. In this life, Malaysia is an awakened king, and his hobby has been magnified many times. If you don't agree, you can come up to fight and avenge your subordinates. At this time, Zyoma Killing sneered. Although the Pope of the Vulcan sect has rank 5 power, Big Ma knows that his power is vain, and he is not qualified to be side by side with them. Big, little horse, I'm not here to fight you this time. Pope Vulcan gritted his teeth and finally chose to recognize and return the topic to business. Then you brought hundreds of people and dragged the live video recorder. What are you trying to do? Damafulan frowned slightly when he heard the words. Judging from the outfit of the Vulcan sect, The Vulcan sect was a rhythm to make trouble. It's very simple. We came to resurrect these frozen innocent creatures by the oracle of our Vulcan. Pope Vulcan proudly said, "What? What's your purpose in doing this?" The Big and the Pony were taken aback and looked at each other, feeling that something was abnormal. The superdimensional god said that this is his territory and it is reasonable to resurrect these 800,000 people. But what is volcanism for? Of course they are courting death. At this moment, Chen guessed the intention of the Vulcan sect and attacked decisively. First, he used divine power in the void to emit an icy voice that contained supreme majesty, shaking the entire sky. At the moment when the voice shook, the power was activated, and the originally windy and sunny weather instantly turned into black clouds and thunder, and under the black clouds and thunder, the body was wrapped in black robes, revealing long golden hair all over the body. The heroic youth with golden thunder light appeared in the sky above the square, ignoring every one of the Vulcan sect, but all the Vulcan cultists stared at by Chen did not. One who dared to speak out, including the Pope, the god of destruction. Third, when the people from the Big, Little Horse, and Awakened Guild saw Chen appear, they hurriedly saluted, fearing that they would be neglected. The followers of the Vulcan sect were also trembling under Chen's powerful aura, and they all looked at their Pope. Only the Pope here can give them a sense of peace. Damn, he really came. The god Pope felt a little guilty in his heart, but thinking of the trump card this time, he forcibly calmed down again. Kakarot Great Protector, why are you so imposing? The Vulcan Emperor asked. If you are making trouble on the territory of this sect and questioning this seat, then this guardian declares that there is no need for your Vulcan sect to exist in the world. Chen didn't take volcanism in his eyes from the beginning to the end, and they are still outspoken, so let's destroy them. Are you declaring war on our volcanism? Pope Vulcan was taken aback. Is this god of destruction 3 so reckless? Does he even need to talk to the gods he believes in before making a decision? He does this. Isn't he afraid of causing Lord Vulcan to fight with their gods? However, in the face of such a stupid question from Pope Vulcan, Chen didn't bother to talk nonsense and directly ordered, kill them all. Big. Chapter 114 Regiment Fire Extinguisher, the oldest king. Follow my lord's orders. At the first moment of Chen's order, Hades burst into divine radiance, like a Valkyrie on the battlefield, falling from the sky. Ice Phoenix Admiral Lamy. In the first moment of his appearance, Hades used his unique trick to turn the entire Jiangnan city into a frost purgatory, and instantly killed all members of the Vulcan sect except the Pope, including several 4th Order elders who could not escape her hit. Divinity. The Vulcan Pope was full of horror. This woman's divinity was stronger than the Vulcan phantom he had ever seen. Is this also a goddess? The Big and the Pony were shocked, because the breath of acids at the moment was above them. Chen, how can acids be so strong? Aqua flew to Chen with Yan Lingji and asked on the way here. Chen took Hades to the grove. Why is Hades so strong now? Just now I gave her my war god power, protection. Chen said lightly, God's blessing? Is it similar to my blessing? Aqua said, the nature is similar, but God's protection is more powerful than blessing. I directly let her gain part of my power. She is now in the early stage of 6th order. Chen said the master is so partial to give her such a strong power. Yan Lingji pouted, this kind of power is temporary. You need to have zero distance contact with me, and you have to be able to carry it yourself. Your body can't stand it. Chen looked at the delicious Yan Lingji and said with a smile. At this moment, Hades touched her lower abdomen. Bingshan's jade face showed a blush, and he groaned in his heart. Ah, what a warm power. The master's power is in the body. This kind of full power, it feels really good. 033 is unparalleled. Damn it. Are your superdimensional gods crazy? God wars. Aren't you afraid of god battles? Pope Vulcan saw that the people he brought were destroyed at once, and immediately scolded, bring him back to frozen. Chen was too lazy to talk nonsense. Such a small character was not qualified to talk to him. Yes, my lord. Hades bowed and gave military salute, then stared coldly at Pope Vulcan. Damn, you forced me. Vulcan sword, give me strength. Vulcan burns the sky. Pope Vulcan sacrificed an artifact and burned a terrifying inextinguishable divine fire. The immortal divine fire had a law that would destroy everything, so that both big and small horses dared not approach easily. Hahaha. See, this is the power of our Vulcan religion. Point. After throwing out the divine sword, Pope Vulcan did not attack immediately, but laughed proudly. Idiot. Frozen time and space slash. HD smiled playfully, moved like lightning, cut off Pope Vulcan's hands with a sword, and the Vulcan sword fell directly to the ground. Absolute zero. Before the Vulcan Pope could scream, Hades launched a second attack to completely freeze the Pope. Point. As for the Vulcan sword over there, Chen originally wanted to capture it. Point, but it burned automatically and merged into the earth. Is that the power of Vulcan? It's interesting. Chen smiled slightly, not paying much attention to the Vulcan sword over there, because its aura was not as good as Frostmourne and his flamed Kaikasu Jetsu. It doesn't matter if you can't get it or not. Point. Sabotage. Lord God, we have never agreed to the request of volcanism. I don't know if you can help those disaster victims. At this time, Malaysia came over with some embarrassment, cat, and asked with a shy look, do you think our superdimensional religion is so narrow? I took action because Vulcan wanted to use these victims to gain faith. Maybe you would think that, as long as the victims can be rescued, it doesn't matter if you believe in the Vulcan. To tell you the truth, big mistake. After a pause, Chen said coldly, how much does Pope Vulcan have? Don't you know how many hundreds of thousands of people can be saved by relying on a fallen god? Source, come to resurrect the victims, deceive their beliefs, and when he is resurrected in the future, he will definitely recover his source of divine power, and then the dregs of those people's souls will not be left. It's not that Chen is slandering the Vulcan religion. He only knew this plan from Chen's spy on the Vulcan Pope. In addition, the Vulcan religion is taking food and faith in Chen's territory. Of course, Chen will take action decisively. Destroy them. What? It is so. The big and small horses are a little unbelievable, but thinking about it carefully, it is not difficult to do this with the means of the gods. But what about you, my lord? Xioma Killing suddenly thought that Chen and the others were no worse than Vulcan. This seat uses the great resurrection technique, which is not comparable to the secret techniques of life, but since you question us, let them stay here for a few more days. Let's go. Point. After saying that, Chen didn't look back, and Hades disappeared in front of the big horse. Point. Aqua and Yan Lingji, who were watching the whole play, were also taken away by Chen. Point. Although Aqua was a little reluctant, when Chen asked her to leave, she could only leave with tears. Brother, I'm sorry, I said the wrong thing. Little Macron said regretfully, hey, I don't blame you. From that moment on, I also had doubts. This is human nature. Now, damn, Arfulung sighed. Then what should we do? These 800,000 people can't help but save. Little Macron said, what should we do? At least we didn't say anything from the other party. Now we can only show our sincerity. Long Ruo, the father of Malaysia, has a deep meaning. Point. The sincerity pony is thoughtful. As a businessman, he knows best what is sincerity. It is the necessities of the other party, and it is enough for the other party to see their apology. I understand. Little Macron smiled and said, brother, I'll take care of this immediately. Yeah. Damar nodded with a smile. Xiomar's IQ talent is not inferior to him, just younger. Night. The imperial capital of China, on a fairy mountain with white clouds, is the highest level awakened academy in China. Vulcan, the first resurrected god, the #1 big boss killed by the Void Holy Emperor. I didn't expect to meet the mysterious superdimensional religion, and sure enough, the things in the two-dimensional are very different from reality. So big. In a certain accord dormitory, a dignified and beautiful, noble and awe-inspiring woman with a temperament like a fairy goddess in the 9 heavens, looked at the starry sky outside the window and muttered, Sister Fear, you are whispering something strange again. In the dormitory, a cute girl with the shape of Lali said, you don't understand, Riamu. Fear shook her head lightly. I don't understand. If you don't understand, then when are we going to find brother Chen? The cute girl muttered. Come on, when we are on vacation, we will secretly go to see your brother Chen. Fear smiled and said in her heart, Holy Emperor of Nothingness, I hope there are no moths. He is the key to saving the world. At this time, in the internet cafe, Chen, why do we have to come back during the day? Aqua muttered for a long time about this. Chen was helpless and had to explain, I'm advancing by retreating. Retreat is to advance. Aqua muttered, it's a bit hard for you to explain. You'll know in a few days. It's good for you anyway. Chen touched Aqua's head and said, it's good. Really? Aqua's eyes lit up and her mood suddenly brightened. The two maids, Aestes and Yan Lingji, looked at Aqua for a while and were quite envious. They didn't understand that the master spoiled Aqua so much. Is this a foolish blessing? I'll practice first. You can play with Aqua, Chen said. Aha. Aestes and Yan Lingji nodded and sat on their seats to log into the online game point, and Chen went back to the room by himself and learned that special skill, mysterious power. Ding. Learn skill scrolls. Gain skills mystical powers. It's that simple. Chen was speechless. Try it. Chen closed his eyes, concentrated his energy, and then meditated in his heart. Mysterious power. Ding. Unleash the mysterious power, this time to gain the ability. Insight into the long river of time. Chen didn't expect the skill of mysterious power to be so useful, and in the moment of using it, he saw through the long river of time and gained insight into the past and future point. Moreover, Chen discovered that there was more than one fate line in the future point. One of them, it's a matter of the next few months. Chen saw that the traveler in the world of Zenmei was making trouble, and then the internet cafe released a task, and Chen took someone to kill him. This is the original future, because Chen took the initiative to kill the transmigrator ahead of time, so there is no future point at the same time. Chen also saw another illusory future fate line, the same world of Zenmei. There are no traverses, but Chen and others still killed ministers and little emperors, and also suppressed the revolutionary army in the world of Zenmei, the exclusion of the power of the world point, except for Chen, who has no influence. The rest of the members are very unlucky in the world of slaying sisters. They cannot get the trust of others, and it will take a long time to recover their luck point. Sure enough, arbitrarily affecting the development of a world will cause unknown consequences. Chen wanted to try it before taking the initiative to attack a world. Would it have any special impact? Now it seems that if there is no chaos caused by transmigrators, the superdimensional internet cafe will only protect Chen, but not the other members. This may be to prevent the members from destroying it will in other worlds for their own selfishness, which is no different from those fallen transmigrators. A superdimensional internet cafe currently seems to be a chaotic neutral formation. Why is it not orderly good or chaos good? Feel. This is Chen's intuition. Well, maybe it's time to tell the members of the internet cafe about this. After thinking about it, Chen decided to @all the members and let them know the news. But before taking any action, the system prompts, ding, the oldest king, log into the superdimension internet cafe. Ding, His Royal Highness the world's first princess, log into the superdimension internet cafe. Chapter 115, The God of Gilgamesh, the wall that made the Star Destroyer? Coming to Mengxin, Chen was just trying to rule the world of Zenmei and Whitebird and others, but Mengxin came unexpectedly. Let's welcome Mengxin first. Chen remembered that Acids and Urza would almost get into a fight when they came in, so he prepared to receive it himself. Judging from the two IDs of the oldest king and the world's first princess, the identity of the person who came in is extraordinary. Relying on Aestes and Yan Lingji, it is estimated that the scene cannot be suppressed. Aqua, it would be nice if she wasn't beaten by others as for little Athena. She is a little black-bellied, and if someone fights, she is probably happy to see it happen. However, when Chen walked out of the bedroom, it was somewhat unexpected, because Athena was arguing with someone. My concubine feels your hostility, fool. Athena-san Wu's small face, with a rare solemnity, stared straight at the girl, who provokes her in front of her. HMPH, such a disgusting divinity, as well as the breath of a snake. Are you the one who brought this king here? Miscellaneous. Lali sound, crisp and sweet, easy to overturn. The sound of Lali, with the arrogant tone. Chen can read it. After listening to it, this girl who makes the sound of Lali is at Sundeer, and when Chen saw that the girl was wearing a beast-eared mother-in-law costume, with blonde hair and double ponytails, She was even more sure of this. Blonde double ponytail, lolly body type, arrogant and frank speech. It's Sundeer in the textbook. Yi Chen sighed inwardly. This attribute is really easy to recognize, and the English pairs in internet cafes are almost of this type. Hey, come to this king's Colosseum to fight with this king. Dare you, the demon god of an exotic land. The quarrel continued, and the more the blonde girl with two ponytails looked at little Athena, the more she disliked her, crying out for a duel. The wisdom of the concubine tells me that you will regret it. Athena tit for tat, the warlike nature of the god of disobedience, was perfectly inspired by the other party's rude behavior. Well, stop arguing. And at this moment, another cute new world, His Royal Highness the First Princess, shouted softly, a little bewildered. She is also a lolly, very cute and cute, with a light onion colored double ponytail lolly, a slender body, and her skin is as beautiful as snow. The most characteristic feature of her is her voice, which is crisp and tender but unusually sweet. It can be said that in terms of voice, it is the best voice Yi Chen has ever heard, except Luo Heo. Luo Heo's voice is breathtaking, but she has increased power, and this girl has a pure natural voice, which is even more precious. Your Highness, the world's first princess, with such a familiar and pleasant voice, are you Hatsune Miku? Yi Chen came to Athena's side, looked at Hatsune Miku, and looked at her, slightly startled. This Hatsune Miku race is somewhat remarkable. Hey, you know me, did you invite me here? Hatsune Miku blinked curiously, feeling that the strange man in front of him was a bit special, as if he had seen through others. Well, that's about it. Welcome to Superdimension Internet Cafe. Just treat this place as your home. The corners of Yi Chen's mouth were slightly raised, revealing a sunny and friendly smile. Hatsune Miku was also stunned by the sun's glowing smile, but he quickly recovered, and was not affected by the additional effect of Yi Chen's solar divinity. Yi Chen secretly said that as expected, Hatsune Miku's life structure is different from any life he has seen before. But before Yi Chen could continue talking to Hatsune Miku, the girl with golden twin tails interrupted him. HMPH, divinity, sun god, you really are a group. If there is any conspiracy, let it go. The blonde girl with two ponytails could feel the powerful divinity in Yi Chen, which made her very unhappy. Who hated gods? If you don't agree with each other, you will fight and fight. Can you calm down first, sister? Yi Chen was a little speechless at this cute girl like Twinkle. Wearing golden armor with high magic resistance, he has 3 parts of divinity, hates gods, and is arrogant, and likes to be called miscellaneous. But fortunately, Nyang Twinkle was a little easier to get along with than Jin Twinkle, and she was calmer, and Jin Twinkle would definitely have a stray sword. Master, you finally came out, and they almost got into a fight just now. This time, Yan Lingji, who had originally persuaded him to fight, came to Yi Chen's side and said softly, it's okay with me, they can't fight. What about Aqua? Yi Chen found out that Aqua was not in the internet cafe, and it took a while. Where did she go? Asked. For hours Akuya said that the heavens needed her, so she went back first. Yan Lingji said embarrassedly, heaven needs her? Yi Chen didn't know why. She's been off work for so long, and the heavens have troubled her. Little Athena said expressionlessly, cough. Then wish her good luck. Yi Chen felt that there should be no problem with Aqua. After all, she was already a god, but punishment was inevitable. Heaven? What conspiracy do you gods have? Don't ignore this king. The blonde twin-tailed queen gritted her little tiger teeth and said angrily, how dare you ignore this king? Believe it or not, this king will send you a stray sword now. You haven't calmed down yet. Yi Chen glanced at the blonde girl with 2 ponytails lightly and really admired her. How did she come to the internet cafe? Just check her network card to know. My lord, that blonde woman is very strong. Just at this moment, Astes came out of the bathroom and found the blonde girl with double ponytails. Her eyes flashed with fighting intent. She felt the powerful aura of the girl with blonde double ponytails and wanted to challenge her. I advise you not to think too much. You are no match for her now. Yi Chen persuaded that he didn't want Astes to be abused for a new meal. Master Chief, is she strong? At this time, King, who was brushing the copy, looked up at the blonde girl with two ponytails and asked curiously. King originally thought that this girl was eyeing Lily playing cosplay, but I didn't expect that she was not alone, and she dared to challenge Athena. Where is the god tier? It is very strong. Before Chen could answer, King's friend Muto Game said in a deep voice. This ID is the oldest king, Meng Niang, who puts a lot of pressure on him, like a god, and is very likely to be a 6th order powerhouse. HMPH, the power of this king, is something you countless understand, and only this king's best friend can fight this king in this world. The blonde ponytail girl raised her chin proudly and said condescendingly, oh. Yes, then you go to the first emperor to park. Chen said with a slight smile. Blonde double ponytail girl, Shi Huangdi, the wall that built the Star Destroyer. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 116. This superdimensional internet cafe is here for the king. That wall hanging is not our civilization. The god Gilgamum gritted his teeth and argued strongly. The universe where Shi Huangdi lives is independent, and she is not in the same time and space as Shi Huangdi, so no one can fight her except Enkidu. However, Chen listened and smiled in his heart. Sister, your strong debating skills are too weak. Far inferior to huge village husband. However, Chen just said in his heart that he knew that Niang Xing wanted to save face, and it was all for the sake of an internet cafe, so he didn't scold her. But some people are not as forgiving as Chen. Little Athena said with contempt, if you can't beat it, you can't beat it. What are you doing with so many excuses? 15 God Gilgamesh gritted his teeth and stared at little Athena hatefully. Although I really want to refute it, no matter which parallel universe, China is undoubtedly the strongest among the ancient 4033 great civilizations, and it has been so since ancient times, no matter how arrogant and conceited the god Gilgamum is. He can't say anything to deceive himself. Is it difficult to admit the strength of others? Athena said lightly, HMPH, do I admit that I need you to take care of me? The god Gilgamum is not stupid. Knowing that Athena is deliberately mad at her, she will not be fooled. After calming down, she asks, who are you? Dare to apply for your name, since you are begging for the name of this goddess. Then listen carefully. My name is Athena, the god of war and wisdom. Little Athena said proudly, it's you, the brain of Zeus. Why do you look like this? Could it be that you have taken the wrong medicine for rejuvenation and become younger? God Gilgamum looked at Athena and asked suspiciously, the concubine is a god. Do you need to eat those? It's just that the concubine has not regained the power of the Trinity. Athena snorted coldly. The Church of Magicians in Rome hid the Gorgon stone, possibly in the hands of a devil, but she's still not sure who it is. Trinity, you are the most primitive Athena? God Gilgamesh is also the oldest king in her universe, and he still knows the origin of the Trinity of Athena. Moreover, she has an ex-noble phantasm, the almighty and omniscient star. Although she finds it boring and seals herself up on weekdays, the effect is still great, and she can easily see through other people's information and even trump cards. Even in parallel worlds, know yourself and the enemy, and you will not be in danger in 100 battles. With the all-powerful and omniscient star, he is almost invincible. However, if it is suppressed by absolute strength, or if there is no noble phantasm to defeat the opponent in the treasure of the king, then there is no way. When Winky and Enkidu fought, they used up the noble phantasm in the king's treasure, and they failed to defeat each other in the end. Well, it's GIR to be precise. HMPH, if you can see through the origin of your concubine, your identity is not simple, right? Athena did not use her wisdom to spy on the god Gilgamum, otherwise, she would be able to see through her true body. Of course. The big reason was because she was a girl. If it was a blue child, Athena would definitely recognize the famous Jin Shining. HMPH, remember, this king as she is a hero king. It's some dear cute girl version. Before God Gilgamam could finish speaking, Chen announced the answer. Oh, Athena gave Gilgam a meaningful glance, but she didn't expect to be a heroine king. HMPH, do you have an opinion? Gilgamesh Shinto, no opinion, but you want to duel with me, and wait until the concubine regains the power of the Trinity, Athena said lightly. You also know that you are not my opponent, ha ha ha. Gilga Beauty God laughed. God or something, she hates it the most. Hearing that Athena was soft, thinking to herself, she was in a good mood. My concubine's wisdom tells me that trying to understand your thinking is an extremely stupid thing. Athena sighed and shook her head, as if she was communicating with the mentally retarded. Incompetent, you are courting death. God Gilgamesh shouted angrily, don't shout all day long, you can't hurt anyone here, and don't disturb others to surf the internet. Be careful, I'll let the king beat you up. Chen sneered and said, this mother-in-law is too arrogant and conceited. Just like Enel at the beginning, the situation is worse than Luozao's. It really needs to be cleaned up. Cough cough cough. King's face is covered with black lines. What does it have to do with him? Let him suffer, this hero king. He still wants to live a few more years. Zero. However, Chen is just talking about it. He has the ability to make ordinary people hang and beat his mother, and as long as he is in an internet cafe, there is almost nothing he can't do. He, a mere mortal, is my opponent. But this place is very good, and this king has taken it back. Gilgamesh had already recalled how she got in here. Before, when she was watching the duel in the exclusive space of the Hall of Valor, she was a little tired, and then fell asleep. She seemed to hear an invitation in her dream, and when she woke up, she appeared here inexplicably. And she has an extra network card in her hand. She just looked at it with the almighty omniscient star, and found that it is more precious than the ex-noble phantasm, so it must be a super treasure house. As the oldest king, she always believed that all the treasures in the world belonged to her. Of course, this amazing place. Here, what do you want? Chen's eyes narrowed, and he smiled coldly. If I repeat it, do I need to say it again? Miscellaneous. Gilga, the god of beauty, snorted. Even though Chen seems to be the master here, and has the divinity of the sun god, even if her all-powerful and omniscient star is ineffective against Chen, she still doesn't give Chen any face. Lord, let me teach her a lesson. These madmen need a long lesson. Hades said coldly. Although she knew that she couldn't beat God Gilgamesh, she still had to fight 3.7 for Chen, and if Chen was willing to give her power and protection again, she might not have a chance of winning. The king of heroes is just a patient. Athena said indifferently. She could already see the end of Gilgamesh. Everyone, what's wrong? Hatsune Miku said weakly. Why did the atmosphere suddenly become so depressing? You stand aside first, and I will teach this girl a good lesson. Chen waved his hand, placed Hatsune Miku and Athena in the corner of the internet cafe, and looked at the god Gilgamam faintly. If you want to teach this king, you will regret it. God Gilgamam knew that Chen was about to attack, and the treasure of the king was activated behind him. Golden ripples rippling in the void, and dozens of noble phantasms locked Chen. The battle is imminent. Chapter 117 God-killing sword of the end. The king's treasure. The goddess Gilgamesh's action was very straightforward, directly launching the treasure of the king, and the dense noble phantasm bombarded the target like rain. Power golden sword. Chen mercilessly sacrificed the Excalibur, and on the premise of not opening the golden space, he sent out the Excalibur rain. Kick. The Wenshengjian knocked down all the noble phantasms in an instant, and several others slammed into the side of the god Gilgamesh. Excalibur rain vs noble phantasm rain is undoubtedly Chen's victory. After all, any god of disobedience that is transformed into a noble phantasm is an ex-noble phantasm. 4. Example, the wisdom of Athena, the 10 incarnations of the military god, and the various godheads of the god king Mekhl. In other words, Chen has at least a dozen ex-noble phantasm level powers. Is X against god noble phantasm. God Gilgamesh gritted her teeth. She didn't expect Chen to be so troublesome. Master's noble phantasm didn't seem to be weaker than her, even if she has an immeasurable noble phantasm. If she doesn't have a sword that can withstand it, it's useless. Go ahead and see who has more powerful noble phantasms. Yi Chen chuckled lightly. The lock of the sky. Since there is divinity, then use the noble phantasm 20 to deal with it. Niang Huan thought so. The lock of the sky erupted from the treasure of the king, locking Yi Chen. Yi Chen did not dodge. Let it be tied. Hee, you lost. Gilgamum said proudly. Stupid, you and Enkidu worked together to trap the divine beast and the bull of the sky by relying on the lock of the sky. Do you really think you can lock me up? Yi Chen sneered and meditated in his heart, unblocking divine power. Boom. The divine power of the god King Mekhl within the body was instantly unsealed, and with the divine power of the war god, the divine power soared twice, and the lock of the sky was shaken open at once. It didn't shatter directly. The lock of the sky is quite strong. Yi Chen murmured, how could this be? God Gilgamum couldn't believe it. How could the heavenly chain of 10,000 spirits fail? Everything has a limit. There is no absolute restraint in the world. Water can put out a fire, but fire can also evaporate water. Is there something you can try to lock the god of IA? Yi Chen said lightly. God OIA. Hearing God EIA, Gilgame's expression immediately became extremely solemn. God OIA is EA. The deviant sword EA is actually a virtual artifact, which is related to the legend of God EIA. EA is the god of all waters, and some people say that the power of the planet in the original state of the planet is a deification, and some people think that he is the god who created the planet. The deviants. Sword EA has the power to tear the world apart and cause floods to destroy the world because of the divinity of God IA. In fact, the deviant sword had nothing to do with God IA, but the deviant sword was named EA. In the age of mythology, the sword that can carry the name of God tier will also carry its power. If the name of the deviant sword is not recognized by IA, the sword will be broken or harmonized by some accident. Don't look at Niang Twinkle's mouth, saying that she hates gods, but she absolutely respects God IA. If that's the case, I'll use the deviant sword to defeat you. God Gilgamum snorted angrily, unlocked the seal of the deviant sword, and made a move with all his strength. Heaven and earth, deviating star, the crimson spiral sword light that ripped apart the sky, the earth, and the space, causing a flood and destroying the world, attacked with the world as the goal, and there was no way to avoid it. However, in the internet cafe, the floor was not even cracked. But Yi Chen didn't bully her, didn't use the privilege of an internet cafe to kill her in seconds, but poured divine power into the golden sword wound. God-killing sword of doom. Yi Chen condensed half of his divine power on the golden sword to form a 40-meter giant sword, which spanned most of the internet cafe space and clashed with the deviation sword, rumbling, earth-shattering, weeping ghosts and gods, destroying the sky, destroying the earth, and breaking the void. The two god-tier devices do not let each other. The limit is banging. It's just that people with discerning eyes can see who has the upper hand, because Yi Chen's expression is always smiling, and there are countless profuse sweats on Niangding's face. I didn't expect it to happen so quickly. Astes was looking forward to this battle, but he didn't expect the result to be so straightforward. The oldest queen was forced by the Lord to make a unique move in 3 or 2 strokes. Wow, the special effects are so dazzling. Yan Lingji protected her eyes and complained, looking gorgeous. It didn't seem to hurt. A very scary artifact. Mutogame frowned. If he wanted to fight against this kind of attack, he had to at least summon the Dark Archmage. Fortunately, I forced my eyes to swipe the copy. This light is really dazzling, but it should be over soon. King played the game calmly and said leisurely. Anyway, he has no power. What does the fight of the gods have to do with him? Mutogame turned his head to look at King and exclaimed in his heart, this kind of attitude, that is still calm in the face of a fight with a demon. How strong is King in the end? What? Suddenly, the god Gilgamum was punched in the face by Yi Chen and slammed into the wall of the internet cafe. In an instant, her deviant sword was blasted to the ground, and she was completely defeated. Damn it, you're going to be damned. God Gilgamesh didn't expect Yi Chen to punch with the other hand when facing Bo. A soldier never tires of cheating. If you lose, you will lose. What excuse is there? If you can shoot me, I can do whatever you want. Besides, you can't beat me. I only used 50% of my divine power just now. It's too bad to lose. Yi Chen held his hands and said leisurely, HMPH, I will remember you. I will definitely defeat you next time. God Gilgamesh said in dissatisfaction, next time. No, you won't see me this month. Go back and reflect on it. Next time you challenge me again, I'll lock you up in a 100 million-year-old little black house. After saying that, Yi Chen directly sanctioned the mother-in-law. 037 system prompt. The oldest king enters a state of punishment and temporarily loses his membership of the Superdimensional Internet Cafe. No, before Jill Gamer could react, the figure disappeared in the Internet Cafe. Fate universe, Valhalla. I'm pissed off. After Jill Gamer returned to her heroic spirit time and space, she gritted her teeth. What's the matter? Who made you angry again? At this time, a very gentle and elegant goddess with long cyan hair that almost fell to the ground walked slowly, hugged God Gilgamesh, and comforted her. Zion. I was bullied. God Gilgamesh hugged Enkidu coquettishly. Enkidu gently touched the little head of God Gilgamesh and smiled slightly. In the Temple of Valor, there are almost no people who can bully you. Who else can bully you in this world? A damn it guy with the same sunny smile as you, but extremely bad. I will definitely beat him. The indignant words of the god Gilgamesh. Do you have a smile similar to mine? Then I really want to see and see. Enkidu asked slightly curiously. I want to see him. At least a month later, God Gilgamesh bit his lip very unwillingly, let alone not being able to enter the internet cafe for a month. Even if he can enter, the hope of revenge is very slim. She could feel that Yi Chen wasn't serious about this battle. Chapter 118 Virtual Faith Energy Creatures. Superdimension Internet Cafe. Okay, the world is quiet at last. After Yi Chen silenced her mother, the internet cafe suddenly became quiet. Master Leader, isn't the punishment this time a bit heavier? She won't be allowed to log in for a month. In a month, the internet cafe may develop to level 4 and level 5. It is estimated that she will not be called a boss by then. Muto the game said hesitantly, this punishment is a bit heavy. She brought it on herself. Yanling Jihant. Agree. Astes nodded. Concubine's wisdom told me that this is killing chickens and warning monkeys. If you don't do this, every newcomer will come to make trouble in the future. How can the internet cafe still operate normally? Little Athena said lightly. Little Athena is right. This is a warning. King said solemnly. If it affects the operation of the internet cafe, it will affect his gameplay and must be severely punished. People agree with him. Aizen and the others are not there, otherwise they would agree with the leader of the group. Yanlingji continued. No, why does the leader of the group need their approval? Astes retorted. Does the master still need the approval of the guests to manage his own property? Yes, this is the domain of the ruler. If anyone is willing to leave the internet cafe, I believe that the master will not mind confiscation of their network card. Athena said indifferently. Well, I was wrong. I'm almost autistic by what you said. Muto Games had to apologize, and if he didn't apologize, he would be expelled from the internet cafe. This time, you are pedantic, boy. At this time, Alice just logged into the internet cafe and snorted directly from Muto Games. Of course she was on Yi Chen's side. After a pause, Alice said, actually, I felt that some newcomers were too arrogant a long time ago. The leader of the group should record the battle with the oldest king and let him all members can see when they log into the internet cafe. Whoever dares to make trouble in the future, Master doesn't have to fight them, just punish them directly. Good suggestion. Astes smiled slightly. The wisdom of the concubine told me that this is a good way. Athena said. Well, this method is indeed possible, but Alice, how come you have blood on your body? Yi Chen nodded, smelling the blood on Alice's body. You just killed thousands of zombies. Captain, can I borrow your bathroom? Alice asked Yi Chen with bright eyes. Astes, you lead the way. Yi Chen understood the special meaning in Alice's eyes, but it was really not the right time, so let Astes lead her. Miss Alice is really tired. The whole world is full of zombies. After Alice went to the bathroom, Yanlingji sighed slightly. In contrast, her days in the internet cafe are much more comfortable. Actually, it has been calculated. Her current strength is invincible in the apocalyptic world. Unless she encounters a nuclear explosion, her life will not be in danger. Chen said lightly. Compared with her original fate, Alice is much better now. That's true. Yan Lingji nodded. Can I ask what I should do? At this moment, Hatsune Miku raised her hand weakly, and she was at a loss at this moment, because she didn't know how she got here, and had no memory of the past. I only remember my name, and I don't panic at all. Well, sit down first, look at the discussion group on the computer, and chat with everyone, at ALL members. Chen thought about it and said, of course, getting familiar with the environment here starts with communication. But the situation of Hatsune Miku, it was indeed a bit special, which surprised him. After all, the members of ML protected, except for the busy members, the rest of the members are basically online. The evil king has realized. What happened just now? Why did we? I was just doing my homework. The poisonous tongue is not my fault. Zhuang Jiang. If you want to know what happened, you can find out if you log into the internet cafe in person. Zhuang Zenian. My sister is at home. It's not my fault for the poisonous tongue. What a sad story. In fact, Shizi was also very speechless, because she was rushing the manuscript of the novel. The golden retriever defeated the dog. My family is not at home, but I have to rush the manuscript. It's not my fault for the poisonous tongue. Oh, my Eyeing Lily is really dedicated to her work, and she deserves to be a painter of the soul book. Shizi didn't expect Eyeing Lily to have the same illness as her golden retriever. Why do you emphasize the book, you devil? Sage Megumi, the relationship between the seniors is really good. It's not my fault for the golden retriever / poison tongue, who is in a good relationship with her. Chen, tweet. What an unexpected tacit understanding. Her Royal Highness the First Princess of the World. I'm so envious of your feelings. Golden Retriever, Zhuangxangxun. Is this a newcomer? It's not my fault for the poisonous tongue. It's amazing to hear the name and identity. Sage Hui. Which country's princess is your Royal Highness? The world's first princess. Actually, it's called Hatsune Miku. As for the princess, I don't know what happened. It's not my fault for the poisonous tongue. It's weird. Mr. Team Leader, do you have a memory video? Chen. Sorry, Hatsune Miku's memory video doesn't exist. The strongest man on earth. Is this true? King and even the muta game on the side were taken aback. Fairy Queen. That identity is really mysterious. It makes people curious. Evil King True Eye. Master Chief, you must know. It's not my fault for the venomous tongue. He must be natural, but he just likes to cheat. The goodness of Zhao, the first princess of the world. Actually, people also know what happened to me. I don't seem to have any memory of the past. Hatsune Miku is very strange. She doesn't even know how she was born, how she came to the internet cafe, and there seems to be nowhere to go. Seeing Hatsune Miku's pitiful, weak and helpless expression, little Athena and Yan Lingji all looked at Chen with anticipation. Chen, okay, let me announce her identity. She is a virtual faith energy creature. Hearing this, Shizi and the others were full of black question marks, not knowing why. Hatsune Miku didn't even understand what that meant. Chen, to put it simply, she is not a human being, but a god. P.S. It's still 7 tonight, and it will be updated to 6 o'clock. It's best to get up during the day and watch it again. Chapter 119 The Eternal Princess. Got, in the internet cafe, Yan Lingji, King, and Muta Games never thought that Hatsune Miku would be such a cute girl, with such a clear and beautiful voice, that she would be a god. It doesn't look like it. Looking at Hatsune Miku, there are more female junior high school students who feel more like a girl idol group. No, the concubine didn't sense the divine in her body. Athena said suspiciously. And her wisdom and power. There is no information about Hatsune Miku. It proves that she is by no means any god in the history of mythology, nor does she have any prototype. Only the gods outside the mythological history will not be penetrated by her power. Could it be? Yes, the gods that the master said were cultivated in the fantasy world. Yan Lingji murmured. During the 2 days in Zilanzuan, Chen told her and His Highness Eluo about the fantasy world. Everything is possible in the fantasy world. There are many gods, immortals and demons that are not in mythology. It is magnificent and extremely exciting. It's not like that. Yi Chen shook his head. The fantasy world was not that simple, but Hatsune Miku's situation was quite special. What's the matter? In the internet cafe, Athena, Acids, King, and Mutagame all looked at Yi Chen, hoping that the leader of the group would stop betrayal. Hatsune Miku also looked at Yi Chen curiously, wanting to get answers about himself. Don't worry, I will upload a memory video for you first. Yi Chen said in the discussion group. Jin 037 Hair Lost Dog, didn't you say that there is no memory video? It's not my fault for the poisonous tongue. Eyeing Lily, what are you worried about? It must be related to the fact that the team leader did this. Sage Hui. Well, I think so too. Yi Chen, it's still Shizi who understands me. It's alright now. You can see for yourself. After that, the system prompt sounded. Ding. Master Yi Chen has uploaded the memory video of the world's #1 princess, the world's first princess, Shizi, Liuhua, Sage Megumi, Eyeing Lily and the others clicked on the memory video one after another. Then, a moving music sounded. In the video, Hatsune Miku is singing, and thousands of people below are sensational. Golden Retriever. It turns out that this is a video of a concert, and the world's #1 princess, Her Royal Highness, is actually the name of a song, Yanlingji. The melody is good. Everyone wants to dance. Yanlingji's dance is very beautiful. If her strength rises to the level of Luo Heo, her dancing will not be weaker than Luo Liang. Goddess of Wisdom. It's interesting. Little Athena saw the truth. The strongest man on earth. I always feel that Her Royal Highness's expression is a little stiff. Evil King Zenan. Are you kidding me? Where are you, Blunt? Her Royal Highness doesn't know how cute she is. I'm about to fall in love with her golden retriever. I've fallen in love with her. Her Royal Highness, the first princess in the world. Don't be like this. People are a little shy. Hatsune Miku blushed. I didn't expect so many people to like her, and I felt so happy. The strongest man on earth. You guys don't believe me. I swear by my 30 years of otaku experience, the princess in this video is not a human being. Mutagame. This has just been said by the leader of the team. Do you still need to swear? The strongest man on earth. I didn't mean that. Yi Chen. Okay. King means that the princess in the video is not a real life form. The strongest man on earth. As expected, the leader of the team understands me. It's not my fault for the poisonous tongue. Isn't it a real life? Could it be a virtual idol? Shizi suddenly realized that the world she lives in has long passed 2012, and products such as virtual idols have long appeared. Sage Hui. It's really possible. Sage Hui also likes to listen to songs on weekdays, and one of the songs in storage is sung by a virtual idol. Her Royal Highness, the first princess of the world. Everyone is saying, I'm a false life form. Hearing this shocking news, Hatsune Miku's eyes flashed with tears, and she felt a trace of sadness for her life. That was not real. She herself didn't realize her incomparable sensibility, and she wouldn't restrain her emotions like a newborn baby. Yi Chen, no. You are a real being, but your birth comes from the belief in the virtual world, because in a certain world you have unimaginable huge beliefs, and by chance, you absorb those. Faith was born, so you believe in gods and gods, just like the goddesses of the heavens like Aqua, but you are the god of the virtual world. You have no god body and no divinity. If you leave the net, cat, you can only living in a virtual world. Real people can't see you. Aqua and the others are the gods born in the fire of belief, and if belief disappears completely, she will disappear too. The situation of Hatsune Miku and Aqua is somewhat similar. To be clear, the difference is that Aqua's appearance and IQ are not determined by believers, but formed naturally at the beginning of her birth. Well, to put it simply, it is a natural mental retardation. Hatsune Miku was born from the love and belief of hundreds of millions of fans for her, so before she was born, her image, character, body, love of music and other characteristics have been determined, and cannot be changed. However, she has her own independent personality, her ability, potential, IQ, etc. are not in the imagination of fans, so she has huge potential. Golden Retriever, Leader, can you make it simpler? Lily felt that her brain couldn't turn around. What kind of virtual? What reality? What belief? It's so troublesome. Yi Chen, to put it simply, Her Royal Highness is intelligent. AI has become refined. Golden retriever. Now she understands. It turns out that virtual idols have become fine. Yan Lingji, didn't the leader of the group say that after the founding of the People's Republic of China, you are not allowed to become refined? Yan Lingji suddenly remembered a talk that Yi Chen said in Zilanzuan. 2000 years after the demise of Dakin, after the establishment of a certain people's kingdom, it will enter the era of the end of the law, and martial arts will decline completely. And there will be no more spiritual beasts. No way, you're not allowed to become a spirit. Yi Chen, this has nothing to do with building a country or not. Anyway, you just need to know that she is alive. A real life. Her Royal Highness the First Princess of the World. Thank you, Captain. I'm very happy to have your approval. Hatsune Miku cried with joy, because Yi Chen's words encouraged her and convinced her that she was alive. Yi Chen, hey, maybe you will meet your companion in the future. If there is Hatsune Miku, then there may be a Luo Shianai or something in the future. And similar to Hatsune Miku's situation, there is also an anticlimactic animation. See the Princess Altair in the military uniform inside the virtual character changing ran out of the tablet to avenge her dead creator. However, the ability of the princess in the military uniform is extremely bug. Almost omnipotent and omniscient. And Hatsune Miku now has only one characteristic in addition to being cute. Faith is immortal and immortal. As long as there are still her works in the virtual world, or someone remembers her, she will never perish. Nobody in the world can kill her. It is with this characteristic that Yi Chen called her God. P.S. Let me tell you here that special beings like Hatsune Miku and Luo Shianai are immortal. No one can kill anyone who dares to kill them. Are you not afraid of being sent a blade? Chapter 120 Symbiosis Contract. Diving King is online? Oh god, immortal. Yi Chen touched his ring of faith and felt that maybe he could merge with Hatsune Miku, but in fact, he signed a symbiotic contract with her, allowing her to obtain an entity, and Yi Chen to obtain her immortality. The immortality and immortality of the belief ring has its shortcomings. As long as someone cuts off his fingers and forcibly erases the imprint of his soul, the ring will be taken away and he will lose his immortality. The contract with Hatsune Miku will not be a problem, and she can even strengthen her power with the ring of faith. I have to discuss it with her. Yi Chen thought so in his heart. At this time, Hatsune Miku didn't know Yi Chen's plan, but was very concerned about the companion Yi Chen just said. Her Royal Highness the First Princess of the World. Master Chief, are you telling the truth? Do you really have companions? Yi Chen, of course it's true, and you don't have to call me the group leader, just call me brother. Her Royal Highness the First Princess of the World. Okay, thank you, brother. Hatsune Miku nodded obediently, without the slightest doubt about Yi Chen. Yan Lingji, congratulations to Her Royal Highness for having a reliable older brother, and the master for having a lovely younger sister. Yan Lingji smiled, but she glanced at Yi Chen with a bit of taste. The master treated Hatsune Miku better than her golden retriever. Actually, I'm a little surprised. I didn't expect that there is more than one god like Her Royal Highness these days. Even virtual idols can become elite, and there are more than one. Saint Megumi, wouldn't that be great? We should be happy for Her Royal Highness. It's not my fault for the poisonous tongue. Yeah, at least she's not alone. Her Royal Highness the First Princess of the world. Well, in fact, if I'm the only one, I'm really scared. The evil king's true eyes. Don't be afraid, Your Royal Highness. I will cover you in the future. Goddess of wisdom, my concubine doesn't mind giving you the protection of the goddess. Yan Lingji, although they are not very strong, they are still willing to protect your mouth. Her Royal Highness the First Princess of the World. Thank you all. Hatsune Miku was very moved and had a very warm feeling. Is this the feeling of home? The strongest dad? Hey, what happened? Everyone is here. It seems that I missed something important. After a pause, Whitebird quickly read the information that happened tonight and said, Your Highness, the first princess in the world, this old man welcomes you to join our big family. If you have anything in the future, feel free to tell Dad. Her Royal Highness the First Princess of the World. Thank you, Dad. The evil king's true eyes. By the way, Dad, didn't you go drinking? Why do you have time to read the information of internet cafes? The strongest dad. Cool la la la. For the old man, the second use of Aishin and the third use of Aishin are all easy things. Aizen, I agree with that point. It's not my fault for the poisonous tongue. Shh, the king of the screen is online. As soon as Xia Shizi saw Aizen, she knew that this big boss must be silent. Aizen, sorry, I didn't spy on the screen. I just happened to see some interesting information. Uchiha Madara, hey, he's lying. He didn't take his eyes off the phone when he caught the dangerous species tonight. Uchiha Madara broke Aizen's lies without hesitation. Aizen's face twitched, and he secretly said, Uchiha Madara is doing this. I'm going to lose my power. There is an Avalon Indalion. Hey, I can testify that both Uchiha Madara and Aizen are spying on the screen tonight, and I suspect that they are watching the information of internet cafes 24 hours a day. Aizen, you are so free to follow us. How boring are you? There is an Avalon Indalion. I just have a lot of time. Golden Retriever, the big guys have appeared. Sage HUI, the boss is the boss. Either he doesn't show up, or he is a blockbuster. The Sage HUI secretly said. The aura of the boss is different. As soon as he appeared, the atmosphere suddenly became active. Magneto. Hey, Whitebird, you're not funny. You're drinking water while drinking in the discussion group. And you don't tell us. Vomit Tony. Yeah, how can you be so disrespectful? If you want to pour water, you have to go together. Come and drink. It's not my fault for the poisonous tongue. I don't know if it's an illusion, but I seem to be able to smell alcohol through the subtitles. Evil Kings and Iron. Obviously, they are drunk. A few drunkards. The strongest dad. Kula la la. Tonight they made a bet with me that they wanted to drink me up. But they forgot that I don't get drunk after 1,000 cups. Her Royal Highness the First Princess of the World. What is drinking? Is it good to drink? Yi Chen, children, don't think too much. Come to brother's room. Brother will tell you some common sense. Her Royal Highness the First Princess of the World. Common sense. Okay, brother Golden Retriever, drink. It's tricky. It's not my fault for the venomous tongue. Sneezing. It feels tricky. Sage HUI. 999. I feel like there is a big trick. Evil Kings and Iron. Lord Team Leader. What do you want to do to Her Royal Highness my princess? Liu He has some taste, and it also means to protect the calf. I feel that the leader of the group is coaxing Maku-chan into the room. Does he really like mentally retarded? Ahem. Simpler girls. Zero flowers. Yi Chen. I'm at an internet cafe. If you're worried about anything, just log in and have a look. Yi Chen smiled, then ignored the girls in the discussion group and brought Hatsune Miku from the internet cafe into his bedroom. Brother, you have something important to say, and it has something to do with me. As soon as he entered the door, Hatsune Miku said with a smile without waiting for Yi Chen to speak, can you perceive my thoughts? Yi Chen was actually a little uncertain about whether Hatsune Miku would have other abilities, because her potential is great. Yi Chen doesn't know which direction she will develop. I can't sense any information from my brother, but my heart reminds me like this. Hatsune Miku answered frankly. Zero in your heart. Well, I'll get straight to the point. Would you like to be my sister and make a symbiotic contract with me? Yi Chen took out the ring of faith and said, I will. Hatsune Miku saw the ring blushing for some reason, but she could feel her brother's sincerity, and she was also telling her in her heart that this matter would be beneficial to her, so she agreed without thinking. Down. Contract established. The corner of Yi Chen's mouth was slightly raised, and the ring of belief split into a yin and yang ring. One remained in Yi Chen's hand, and the other appeared on Hatsune Miku's jade finger. Brother, I really want to get a real body. Hatsune Miku suddenly felt that his whole body was full of power. That's natural. You can borrow half of my divine power under the most circumstance now. Yi Chen said with a slight smile. The current Hatsune Miku is equivalent to an immortal and inextinguishable god of disobedience. No god tester can defeat her, even Luo Yang. But Yi Chen doesn't need to let Hatsune Miku fight. This cute little princess is still obediently staying in the internet cafe, singing occasionally, and holding concerts. When you are free, you can also go to the daily world for a vacation, and hold a large-scale concert. Thank you, brother. Hatsune Miku nodded. Let's go out. Otherwise those people in the internet cafe don't know what to say. Yi Chen smiled and took Hatsune Miku's hand out. It's just that Yi Chen just went out to the internet cafe when he saw a female junior high school student with short brown hair. At this moment, she was shot in the abdomen and was lying on the seat of the internet cafe. As soon as Yi Chen checked the short-haired female junior high school student's ID, she immediately recognized her, the second diving king after Luo. I like it so much. Chapter 121 The Hunted Son of Luck? When Yi Chen came out, it actually happened to be the moment when the T-haired girl's junior high school appeared, severely injured in a coma. Yan Lingji, who is a maid cafe on the internet, saw the pale, belly-shot, and unconscious female junior high school student on the seat. She quickly flashed to her side to help her stop the bleeding. Damn, I can't point the acupuncture point. Yan Lingji pointed her finger on the injured person, but there was no response at all. As if separated by a layer of invisible ripples, she could not be touched no matter what. Acupuncture is also an attack. According to the rules of internet cafes, you can't touch her. Muto Game said, it's the first time I've seen a dying netizen. King frowned. She passed out. How did she log into the Superdimension internet cafe? Yan Lingji hesitated. I was forced to log in. After Yi Chen and Hatsune Miku walked out of the bedroom door, they moved in a void and came to the comatose female junior high school student. Forced login and the setting of 0-SAM key? Muto Games was surprised. It's a hidden setting. Remember to bring the network card with you. Yi Chen didn't explain much. If this hidden setting wasn't forcibly sent by the female junior high school student, he wouldn't know. However, this setting is of great benefit to all netizens. The moment this female junior high school student was sent to the Superdimension internet cafe, she would not die because Yi Chen was there. But if Yi Chen wasn't there and she died on the spot at the moment of teleportation, it would be a little troublesome. Power and life revival. Yi Chen used the power of God King Mechel's life and godhead to instantly heal the female junior high school student. As for the bullet inside, he crushed it into molecules and pulled it out. Damn it, attacked me. At the moment when the female junior high school student woke up, she subconsciously opened the distance from Yi Chen, with her short hair and bangs bursting with electric light, flashing arcs all over her body, and very handsomely, she tossed a coin on her thumb and threw it in the air. And then use electromagnetic force to erupt the coin as a cannonball. A lightning electromagnetic cannon with 3 times the speed of sound blasted towards her target subconsciously. A railgun. Time is suspended between the light and flint. Yi Chen smiled slightly, and the time around him suddenly solidified. In the frozen time and space, Yi Chen looked at the electric light flickering on the fingers of the brown-haired girl in front of him, and he remembered a very classic sentence in his previous life. The electric light flickering on your fingertips is my eternal faith in this life. Yes, the T-haired girl in front of you is Misaka Makoto, the heroine of a certain scientific railgun in the Magic Forbidden Universe. She is a very popular heroine who has won more than 30 cute king titles. It's dear, handsome and charming. The strength is okay, but it's not enough. Yi Chen gently inserted 2 fingers into the coin that had not been burnt out due to friction, releasing the time pause. Damn it. Actually shot at the master. The moment the time pause was lifted, Yan Lingji held the flame in front of Yi Chen with her fingers. Yi Chen waved her hand lightly and told her to step back. It's okay. She just subconsciously regarded me as someone who attacked her. It's the master. Yan Lingji obediently retreated to the side and everyone in the internet cafe came back to their senses. The leader of the team is amazing. It seems like time has stopped just now. King exclaimed. It's just that time has stopped. Muto Game looked at the hanging clock in the internet cafe and found that the pointer was moving just now. Sure enough, the leader of the team is invincible. King secretly said in his heart, who can fight him when the time is suspended and it does not take a second to kill? Does the time stop? Aestes just came out of the bathroom at this moment, smiling slightly. That is the direction of her ability to improve. You are not the ones who attacked me? Why am I here? I remember that I was obviously shot. At this time, Misaka Makoto, who started the attack, finally realized that something was wrong. The environment here is very unfamiliar, and the people in front of her are not simple. Especially the handsome guy in front of me, and the silver-haired little lolly. Misaka Makoto, is this your attitude towards your savior? Chen said with a smile. My savior, did you save me? Misaka Makoto blushed, and almost attacked his savior. So embarrassing. Accurately, I saved you, and you really don't know where this place is? You have been diving for so long. Don't you have any information about the Superdimensional Internet Cafe in your mind? Chen is a little curious about Misaka Makoto's confusion. Although she is a bit carefree, she shouldn't ignore the information in her mind to such an extent. Superdimensional Internet Cafe. It seems to be a bit of an impression. Ah. I remember. I quarreled with Shokya Haokaoki a few days ago, and then this voice appeared in my mind. I thought it was her mental interference, and then blocked it. Brainwaves. Misaka Makoto said somewhat embarrassedly. Late. I can understand that. Chen looked at Misaka Makoto's heart with deep meaning. Shifeng Kaoki is Misaka Makoto's nemesis, a superpower of LV5, the same level as Misaka Makoto, and the image is a very popular blonde lady, the queen of Academy City Tokiwa Day Middle School 0. The relationship between the two is very bad, and their contradiction can be summed up in one sentence: a natural enemy. The ability of Shokya Haokaoki is to manipulate the water in the human brain, so as to perform mental manipulation and mental perception operations, and Misaka Makoto's ability to naturally overcome her, can control electromagnetic waves and automatically bounce off Shifeng Kaoki's mental interference. Misaka Makoto blocked the information of the Superdimensional Internet Cafe by himself, so he really couldn't receive any information. I don't know why, but I think your eyes are very rude. Misaka Makoto covered his face and said with a blush. That expression is so cute. Brother, this older sister is so cute. Hatsune Miku leaned in front of Misaka Makoto a little out of the way and looked at her with innocent and cute eyes. Sister, you are cute too. Misaka Makoto was also adored by Hatsune Miku's cute appearance, and she could feel the simplicity of Hatsune Miku's heart because of her own ability. Wait, cute? How can I? How is it possible? Who is cute? Misaka Makoto suddenly shouted with a blushing face. It's Sundeer disease. Another attack. Chen chuckled, then said solemnly, don't care about cute or not cute little things. How could you be attacked? I don't remember much. I just followed the usual route home after school. I was a little thirsty on the way. When I wanted to borrow a can from the beverage machine on the street, I was ambushed. They used insulating bullets. Otherwise I would not have will be hit. Misaka Makoto's eyes are full of unconvincing light. Her character 3.7 is a bit competitive. Why did they attack you? Chen asked. When I was in a coma, I seemed to hear them say, if you want to blame me, I'm the son of luck. Misaka Makoto said inexplicably, child of luck? Chen frowned. Are those people trying to hunt down the son of luck? It's just that the child of luck in the forbidden world is not Kamajou Tauma. Those idiots have found the wrong person. P.S. I was so sleepy last night that I suddenly fell asleep while writing. This is the 6th update last night, and there will be no less updates tonight. Chapter 122 Mystery? Group Destruction. Gods. Lord God. Those idiots even made a mistake with the son of luck. Could it be that they are the hilarious group of the Dream Demon Squad, right? If it was them, it would be impossible not to release the mission. Chen murmured. On weekdays, the Dream Demon Squad did not provoke the members of the internet cafes, and the internet cafes all killed them, not to mention that this time they almost killed Misaka Makoto. With the characteristics of superdimensional internet cafes killing the Dream Demon space, it is strange if they don't kill them. It's such an unsolved mystery. Brother, what is the son of luck? Hatsune Miku blinked curiously. Unfamiliar with this term. Yes, what is the child of luck? Misaka Makoto muttered. Children of luck are the children of destiny in that world. The people who are favored by the will of the world and favored by the gods are almost all children of luck in different eras. Chen said, and glanced at little Athena. No wonder those fools can kill me and other gods, even if they don't have the power to hold a chicken. Athena was not much shocked, but just spit out a word. Wow, the son of luck is so powerful. Sister, are you the son of luck? Hatsune Miku laughed and looked at Misaka Makoto. That, What is the child of luck or something? I don't know either. Hearing that Son of Fortune was so powerful, Hatsune Miku was praising her again. Misaka Makoto touched her hair for 20 years, feeling a little embarrassed. Child of luck. Besides Urza, this is the first time to see Child of Luck. Muto Game looked at Misaka Makoto, quite envious. There is no self-consciousness of himself as a child of luck. Yeah, it is said that the sons of luck are all heaven-defying, and every bad luck turns into auspiciousness, and they reach the peak of life. King nodded. This man who was luckier than the son of luck, Saitama the great demon king, didn't realize how lucky he was. You two luckless guys, give me a little bit of hard work in my heart. Hearing their exclamations, Chen couldn't bear it any longer. Luck? I always rely on strength and wisdom, Muto Game said with a somewhat innocent expression. As for the magic operation of magic pumping, mouth hustle, and on-site card printing, Muto Game said that he would not know any of them. Is my luck good? My life is about to lose my goal. King's expression was even more wronged. He felt that he was out of luck. For no reason, he became an S-class hero with a hero association. Since then, he has no worries about food and clothing, and has lost his sense of struggle in life. For no reason, he is called the strongest man on the surface, admired by thousands of people, and worshipped by the big guys. Do nothing, gain fame and fortune. Days like this really don't last. Shameless you. Chen didn't even bother to talk about them. Well, you are the master here. Thank you for saving me. I'm sorry I just shot you. At this time, Misaka Makoto bowed to Chen and apologized in red. It's fine, as long as it's not someone who is looking for trouble for no reason. I won't care too much. Chen said lightly. Thank you. Can you tell me the information here? Misaka Makoto said with some embarrassment. She thought it was very special, so she wanted to know more about it. Okay, there is something I need to tell you. Chen thought for a while, and said with a serious expression. That's about Misaka Makoto's clone. Misaka sister, is there something you want to tell me? Misaka Makoto suddenly had a bad feeling in his heart. At this time, the World of Magic Forbidden Books catalog is also known as the Magic Forbidden Universe. Academy City, located in the western part of the capital of the island country. It has 1/3 of the area of Tokyo, and has advanced technology for 20 to 30 years. Of course, Academy City is also a thorn in the eye of the Magi. Most magicians don't like Academy City. In this world, magic and science are almost natural opposites. The confrontation between the magic side and the science side was also deliberately done by Academy City's chairman, Aleister Crowley. Aleister, also known as the Hanged Man, the neutral man, who looks like a man and a woman, like a saint and a prisoner, hangs upside down in the glass tank filled with red liquid of the life support device, so as to prevent his life force from dissipating. This is the big boss who hides behind the scenes. He is a magician who can become a demon, but he voluntarily gives up. He can't say good or bad. There is only one goal. He can completely remove magic from the world. And at this moment in the 7th district of Academy City, in a closed building without windows, Aleister Gujing's eyes flashed with shock, and he muttered, Misaka Makoto has completely disappeared. Yes, completely disappeared from this world. There is a loophole in your plan. Aleister was talking to Aleister, a mysterious high-ranking holy angel, Awis, who was also an essential part of Aleister's call to deal with the devils. A loophole, catch those who started it. Aleister originally wanted to say everything is under my control, which was his mantra. But this time, sorry, it was really beyond his control. Otherwise, his eyes just now would not show shock. Those people are interesting. The holy angel's expression without joy and sorrow seemed to reveal a touch of interest. And then the light and shadow left the closed building. Academy City, a park outside Tokiwa Day Middle School. The team that ambushed Misaka Makoto is hiding in the park. Hey boss, the task has been completed, and you have done a good job. As expected of the gold level powerhouse who awakened the third order gene lock, in the team dressed as a priest, a blonde team member adored his face. Well, the mission should be completed, and everyone has disappeared, although I don't know how she disappeared. The captain is a silver-haired uncle, a little evil, but not bloody. Speaking of which, boss, How did you lock the child of luck so quickly? Then the blonde player asked curiously. The rest of the team members also looked at the captain curiously. Hey, this is a secret. Uncle Yan 040 grinned and said that his source was his biggest secret point, although he didn't know that the information this time was fake. Of course, Sister Cannon is also the protagonist in the story of a certain scientific electromagnetic cannon, but the silver-haired uncle was obviously cheated and paid for the number of people. The secret, can you tell me? A human from an exotic land. Suddenly, a sacred light and shadow appeared in the park, and the silver-haired uncle's skin was instantly dry due to the light. It hurts. Is it an angel? The moment Ahua appeared, the silver-haired uncle roared in pain, his teeth bared with ferocious fangs. Vampires are fun. Ahua smiled slightly, and then the light curtain in the park shone, and in just a moment, it was restored to its original state, calm, as if nothing had happened. The silver-haired uncle and his teammates all disappeared. After half a sound, the building closed. Kick. The silver-haired uncle and his teammates all exploded, and it was self-destruction, not what was killed. What a ruthless method. Just spit out 2 words, and it was wiped out, and even the traces of the soul no longer exist, and there is no chance to leave behind. Ahua said lightly. She said to A-lister, is that so? I understand. A-lister raised her brows slightly in love, and murmured, is it the gods, or the main god, outside the universe? Is there still a mystery that he doesn't even know? Misaka Makoto's disappearance. Why did he suddenly feel flustered? Is it an illusion? If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 123 Upload Magic Forbidden and Super Electromagnetic Gun. Superdimension Internet Cafe. Chen didn't know that the main god team that attacked Misaka Makoto had been destroyed. If he knew, he would probably understand the reason why the Superdimension Internet Cafe didn't release the mission point. Although the main god team and the dream team have different origins, as long as they attack Misaka Makoto, they will definitely die. Because at present, Misaka Makoto and her clone sister are still an important part of the Hanged Man's plan to clear the magic point. If you attack Misaka Makoto, you will undoubtedly startle the Hanged Man, and you will know the end without thinking. At this moment, Chen is talking with Misaka Makoto. Before telling her about Misaka's sister, he explained the details of the internet cafe, connecting to the internet cafes of infinite dimension, all heavens and myriad realms, and netizens from all heavens and myriad realms. I understand. Misaka Makoto suddenly realized, no wonder this internet cafe is so abnormal. Is it abnormal here? Astes asked in a cold tone. As Chen's personal maid, she still maintains internet cafes. As far as I know, most of the net's customers are playing black games. There are only 2 of you playing games here. The rest are cute girls, and they are all around one person. Misaka Makoto couldn't help complaining. I think the owner of the internet cafe is really a winner in life. So many lovely girls like it. Even she can't stand it. Hearing this, Acids, Yan Lingji, and little Athena were all silent, and they didn't know how to refute her. Brother, they all revolve around you. Does that mean they like you all? Hatsune Miku asked curiously. Forehead. Chen heard the words and looked at a few girls, and they all turned their faces with flickering eyes. For a while, he didn't know how to answer Hatsune Miku's question. Hey. Seeing this, Muto King smiled meaningfully and looked at the leader of the team secretly, a little bit to watch the fun. What are you two looking at? Do you want to enter the park field? Chen saw that King and the others wanted to see him joking, and he couldn't bear it. King and Muto hurriedly turned their eyes away. Hatsune Miku was also distracted by Chen's words and didn't ask any further questions. The park field is the place where you can fight physically in that magical game you just mentioned. Misaka Makoto's eyes were shining, and he said, competitive as she is, she really wants to fight with the powerhouses from all over the world in the internet cafe. Master, I want to play with her. Astes grinned. She could sense Misaka Makoto's strength, and she was not weak enough to fight. If we talk about it, let's talk about it later. Now I have something important to tell her. Chen said he feels that Acids doesn't need to fight Misaka Makoto now. Misaka Makoto's combat power, how should I say, fluctuates a bit big. In terms of attributes, she is Enel plus Magneto, the perfect controller of electricity and magnetism. In terms of superpower level, he has also reached rank 5, but his physical skills are not good. His physical strength is not good, and his comprehensive strength is the weakest rank. 5. If Misaka Makoto takes Thunderfruit talent, with her superpowers brain computing power, Thunderfruit will develop to a new realm in a short period of time, and it will be sublimated in quality. It is very possible to directly advance to the 6th order in a short period of time, which is comparable to the current Magneto, who is electromagnetically unified. At that time, Ace-D should also strengthen his own strength. And then the battle with Misaka Makoto will be exciting. And now, Chen still explained Misaka Makoto. First, she disappeared in Academy City inexplicably, and she definitely can't go back casually now. The first time I go back, the Hanged Man will definitely find her, maybe even a soul search. The Superdimensional Internet Cafe should not be exposed, but Chen is not like the Internet Cafe members who are caught and locked as white mice. Is it important? Is it something you said about me earlier? As soon as Chen mentioned this matter, Misaka Makoto felt a little uneasy in her heart, and she didn't know why. Your business is not trivial, it's a little complicated, Chen said, and then summoned all the members in the Internet Cafe discussion group. Chen, at ALL members, Evil Kings and Iron, drink, why add all the members again? It's not my fault for the poisonous tongue, come on. What did you and Her Royal Highness do just now? Her Royal Highness, the first princess of the world. I didn't do anything. My brother gave me a ring, and then we will never be separated again. Poison tongue is not my fault. Golden Retriever, Evil King's True Eyes, Saint Benefit. Is this nothing, Tony? Is this a proposal? This is developing too fast. As expected of the leader of the group, Alice, you really need to clean up the shit. Chen, okay, don't make a fuss. Things about me and the future are not what you think. And now I want to introduce a new person to everyone. To be precise, he is also an old man. After a pause, Chen said to Misaka Makoto in the Internet Cafe, introduce yourself in the discussion group. Misaka Makoto nodded. Favorite 2. Hello everyone, I'm Misaka Makoto, a 3rd year student of Takiwa Day Middle School. An ordinary LV5 superpower, Golden Retriever, ordinary LV5 superpower. Did I read it wrong? Sage HUI, my thoughts at the moment are the same as yours, senpai. It's not my fault for the poisonous tongue. You remind me of when Muto Games first came in the Internet Cafe. Muto Games' face changed. What does this have to do with him? Chen, don't be surprised. Misaka Makoto is just modest. She doesn't know that there are ordinary people in internet cafes. In fact, there are many incompetents among her friends. It's not my fault for the poisonous tongue. So that's the case. I thought the big guy was being modest again. Selling poems can be said to see through everything, and already knows the means of the boss's modesty, pretending to be forced. But I didn't expect this person to be really modest. I like Gute the most. Actually, I think everyone is an ordinary person, but their abilities are not the same. Evil Kings and Iron, it seems to be a good new partner. Rocker's favorability towards Misaka Makoto has skyrocketed. Chen, since you all know each other, then I will upload a video about her memory. Chen knew that Whitebird and the others were peeping at the screen while drinking, but trivial matters couldn't blow them up. So he uploaded the memory video directly, believing that after the video came out, they would all explode into sleep. Ding. The system prompts. The Master Chen uploaded the memory video's magic forbidden book catalog and a certain scientific railgun magic and science coins. All the members of the Internet Cafe were slightly surprised that they uploaded 2 videos at one time, and the title looked completely irrelevant, but they were all related to Misaka Makoto. This incident seems very unusual. Chapter 124. The Realm of Demons and Gods. The Strongest Dad. Kula. There is another drama to follow, and this time it turned out to be 2. One full length and one short. Evil Kings and Iron. Sure enough, when it comes to some drama, Dad will go online. Sometimes. Liuhua thinks Father White but is really the emperor of the sea with his sons all over the world. No matter how you look at it, he looks like an empty nest old man who has nothing to do all day. Chen. Actually, sir, you are wrong. It's a novel, a rumor, and it's actually a story in the world. The original work of Magic Forbidden is indeed a long novel. Although the animation did not reach the plot behind it, Chen's memory video has been adjusted to release the plot in his mind. Of course, all the benefits you can see are removed. At the same time, under Chen's adjustment, the male protagonist Kamajao Tauma did not capture any girls, because it doesn't matter. If you look closely at the magic ban, you can find that the intersection between Kamajao Tauma and the girls can be deleted. And many girls help him, mainly because they are others at the same time. It is also reasonable. In the original novel, the reason why those girls have a good impression of Kamajao Tauma is because of the friendship pouring fist played by his fantasy killer who eliminates all mysterious powers, and the effect is outstanding. The girls who hit the ground and have a good impression of him. This is really a bit of a brain dead setting. Get a harem in one punch. I really thought those girls were all quacks and could be done with one punch. Alice, a long story. I don't have enough membership points. Alice is a little helpless. Membership points are really hard to earn, and there are no valuable treasures in her world. Yanlingji and Ace frowned slightly. To be honest, their membership points were not enough. There are not many members of Yanlingji, and Ace needs to strengthen herself. She needs to practice Conqueror's Haki in ninjutsu. Kid point in addition, 040 has to buy talent copy cards, equipment enhancement volumes, and spiritual potions. The minimum guarantee requires 30,000 member points, which really can't hurt. However, if you have these 30,000 membership points, Ace's strength can go directly to the mid to late tier 6. Key gold is the only way to become stronger. This is the iron rule of superdimensional internet cafes. Concubine. You can come to me to watch. Little Athena said lightly. For Athena, who is in the middle and late 6th stage, the members who watch the memory video are only a drop in the bucket. Thank you Athena. Yanlingji said with a smile. Ace also expressed his gratitude very gratefully. Love you, my dear goddess. Alice said with a smile. But Muto Games and King are a little embarrassed, and they don't seem to have their share. They will definitely not be able to get through on the goddess Athena side. Come and see me here. At this time, Merlin appeared in the internet cafe. Thank you. King and Muto Games hurriedly pulled to Merlin's seat to watch the Magic Forbidden video. By the way, I don't have a membership point yet. Misaka Makoto blushed. She didn't have any channels to recharge membership points, except selling blood point. And if she wanted to sell it for hundreds of membership points, she would have to faint. She had no money to watch her own videos, and the situation was even more impoverished, and she was embarrassed to go to Athena. Sister, let's watch it together. At this time, the empathetic Hatsune Miku pulled Misaka Makoto behind Athena, dismantling the embarrassing situation of royal cat Sakamoto. Chen did not prevent this, but acquiesced to this behavior. Now the network card level is LV3. If you upgrade to another level, you may have more opportunities to earn membership points, and netizens will have more benefits at that time. The scene will not be as embarrassing as it is now. Most of the netizens don't have members to watch the video, which is really poor, and every second of time has passed. Everyone is indulging in the wonderful plot point, because the time was not tight and there was no task. Everyone watched it slowly, and watched it all night. Staying up all night to finish the fan drama, but only finished watching part of the animation. The plot in the memory video starts from the carrying of the magical forbidden book catalog. Index met Joe Tauma by chance, to the fall of the angel, through various events in the middle, and finally to Kamajao Tauma to participate in the God's right seat right side. Fire caused the Third World War. The room at a certain scientific railgun is much simpler. The story with Misaka Makoto as the protagonist has a lot of daily scenes. The few bosses encountered are not strong, and the strongest is just Accelerator, the big guy who appeared later. Combat power calculation unit. Compared to this article, it is just a small fight point. After watching the video, the hearts of the internet cafes are heavy. And Misaka Makoto's heart was even heavier, and she knew that she had many clones, 20,000 Misaka sisters. Misaka Makoto was heartbroken. And according to the time period she is currently in, the absolute ability plan has already begun, which means that I don't know how many younger sisters have died. Tony, this is worse than human experimentation. It's a bullshit plan of absolute powers. It relies on killing people to raise superpowers to the level of LV6. It's a bullshit joke. I went back to the world and bombed Academy City with a nuclear bomb. Alice, you can't do this. Many innocent people will die. I think it's good to defeat Accelerator. Magneto. No. Girl, you are still too young. Accelerator and the absolute ability plan are just a cover. The real boss is that A-lister and the angel power behind him. Using nuclear bombs is useless. What he wants is to have those Misaka sisters scattered all over the world and to fight against the magical world through the diffusion force field they instinctively radiate. Didn't watch the memory video? At the end, A-lister cut off the arm of the fire on the right. Magneto looked dignified. The fire on the right was able to destroy planets in its heyday, and a strong sword in the Eurasian continent must have 6th order strength, but in the end, he was stepped on by A-lister and became famous in one battle. The strongest dad. The most troublesome thing now is that A-lister and Archangel Awis. Aizen, Master Leader, how strong is that angel? Chen, in the Forbidden Universe, if that angel's body descends, it will only take one finger to destroy the world. Uchiha Madara, isn't it on the same level as the demon gods of their universe? Chen introduced in detail in the memory video the demon god. The demon god is not the demon king, nor the demon god pillar. The demon god was originally a magician who sublimated himself with special magic and stepped into the realm of the gods. Day becomes a demon god, and he possesses infinite power, subverts and modifies all laws. And if the complete body descends, the world will shatter when touched. It can be summed up in this way: magicians are born to fulfill their wishes, and demon gods are born after fulfilling their wishes. Aizen, even if it's not, it's about the same point. There is an Avalon in Dalian. I think this is unreasonable. All the demon gods are world destroying, and the rules of the entire universe are being played by them. All of them are omnipotent and omniscient, and the universe can bear it. Chen, actually, it is correct to understand it in reverse. It is precisely because the supreme law of the universe is set in this way that they have such ability. If they leave their universe, they will lose such ability, and the devil cannot change this supreme law. If you don't even know the existence of this supreme law, how can you modify it? When you reach the realm of the devil, you can realize everything you want in your heart. It is okay for one person to be omnipotent, but it is impossible for a group of people to be omnipotent, because if a demon kills a demon, can he kill the other? If he can kill, the devil is not omnipotent. The one who died is also a demon. You can't kill. It shows that you are not all powerful. Aizen, this explanation is reasonable. Tony, let me just say, the realm of human magician and demon god is like taking one step to the sky. The gap between them is billions of times. Each one has infinite power. How can there be so much infinite power in the universe? As a scientist, Tony has always believed that the energy of each universe is limited, but you don't know where the limit is. Chen, actually, we don't need to consider the demon gods in the Forbidden Universe. They won't enter the human world, because as soon as their body touches the world will be destroyed. The only thing we need to protect is Yale, who stays in the human world. Star and Awis, one is a god level magician who can become a demon god, and the other is a god level angel, although they will not emit demon level power in the real world, but their strength should be late 6th order, later stage 6. Merlin, Laozi, Aizen, Uchiha Madara, Magneto, Whitebird and others all frowned for a while. It was a bit difficult to defeat these two big bosses. After all, they were in their own territory. This is even worse than the mystery of the world of gods, because those demon gods themselves have reached the realm of gods, and coupled with the power given to them by the supreme rules of the universe, they are almost invincible. Seeing the silence of the internet cafes, Misaka Makoto's heart is really swaying. She didn't expect to involve so much in her affairs. It is directly related to the war on the magic side and the science side, and it is also related to the confrontation between humans and demons. Goddess of wisdom. Actually, the wisdom of my concubine tells me that we don't need to worry about those demon gods at all. Chen, hey? You mean Chen actually had a guess in his heart. Seeing that Athena was so sure, he was immediately convinced. Aizen, could it be? Aizen was also thoughtful. Goddess of wisdom, don't forget, we are also in the realm of the gods. Chapter 125 World Mission. The realm of the gods. Great idea. Rather than be bound by the rules, use the rules. Aizen and Uchiha both shined. There are many conditions for becoming a demon god in the magic forbidden universe, but for those who have entered the realm of gods themselves, it is not difficult. If Aizen and Uchiha had enough divinity at the beginning, they could use this in turn to kill gods in the world of godslayers, but this plan, the only thing to be concerned about is the limited space. There is a special situation in the magic forbidden universe. Among the magicians of the Nordic gods, there is a person who missed the opportunity to become a demon god and was promoted by another demon god, thus losing that throne. However, Athena is 90% sure that she can become a demon god when she enters the forbidden universe. If there is a Greek demon god, she is also sure to pull the opponent down and take the top herself. There is no other reason. The reason why the so-called demon gods are so dangling is entirely due to the supreme law of the universe, and any law of the universe follows the rule of survival of the fittest. Athena believed in herself. Even if she couldn't snatch the opponent's position, she could also take away half of the opponent's power, not to mention Laozi, once he enters the demon forbidden universe. All Taoist beliefs will be poured into him, and he must be consecrated directly. Even if the Taoist demon god already exists, it cannot stop him from ascending. There is an Avalon in Dalian. With my magical attainments, I feel that I can become a devil, as long as the laws of that world do not exclude me. Don't say Merlin, the crown magician, a high-dimensional life form, although he always said that his swordsmanship is more powerful, but in the end he is stronger. I believe he has a lot in his heart. Aizen, I think the Shinigami system is independent of mythology. The key is whether Kid will be judged as magic. Chen, this is not a big problem, because the celestial arts in the eastern part of the magic forbidden universe are also classified as a kind of magic. In the world of godslayers, Chinese alchemy is also classified as a kind of magic, which is so different from the cultivation method. Most of them are considered magic, not to mention that your Shinigami's kid is closer to magic than Chinese alchemy. Uchiha, my ninjutsu system doesn't necessarily lose to the Shinigami system. The only thing that is uncertain is the issue of world exclusion. Uchiha is very confident in herself. However, Chen doesn't think so. Shinigami's kid has been developed for countless years and is no weaker than any magic. While ninjutsu has been around for hundreds of years, it is not easy to really want to get the approval of the supreme law of the forbidden universe. The strongest dad. Cool. I definitely can't become a demon god, but it's okay to get together with Accelerator, with Whitebirds. Power now enough to cause a tsunami of world destruction. Accelerator's vector manipulation cannot be stopped, at least not for Accelerator now. Because Accelerator's superpower has an upper limit. And even if Accelerator became an absolute ability person, it was only about the early stage of 6th order, which was a lot worse than A-list and A-lister favorite Guate. Thank you. Misaka Makoto didn't expect that a group of strangers would support her so much, and she felt a burst of warmth in her heart. Alice, actually, I think you've discussed so much. It's better to directly bring Sister Misaka back to the world of the leader, once and for all, and you don't need to fight Nail Lester. Anyway, he can't catch up with the Superdimensional Internet Cafe. Golden Retriever, it's better to catch up with internet cafes, and the leader of the group will clean them up with one finger. Sage Hui, actually, there is no need to enter the internet cafe. I think the leader of the group can also take care of those demons. Golden Retriever, why do you say that? Sage Hui, intuition. Sage Hui felt that the leader must have a way to be invincible in the outside world, but he just didn't know what to do. And she found that, although the leader of the group discussed the matter of Misaka Makoto with everyone, he did not express his own opinion, as if he was just to see if everyone could do anything. And if there was no way He would use his own cards. I have to say that Shengren Hui's mind is very delicate, and he guessed Yi Chen's mind point. Yes, Yi Chen has the ultimate move to kill everything, an absolutely invincible ultimate move, which is a loophole in the rules of internet cafes, but he has not yet encountered an enemy who can make him use that move. Aizen, actually, I have already guessed about what the sage Hui said. Uchiha Madara, HMPH, I felt that the leader of the group had a whole card earlier than you. There is an Avalon Indalion. Can you guys be earlier than me? Merlin said. Who can enter the internet cafe earlier than him, except Luo Liang point at this time. Yi Chen changed the subject. Actually, what little Athena said is very possible. Then Athena and Zhao Yang will try it first. If you can enter the realm of gods, then things will be simple a little bit. Aizen, a few more helpers who may be promoted to demon gods. Is it just simpler? I'm more and more curious about the leader's unique trick. Uchiha Madara, the leader is really humble. 04 flowers. There is an Avalon Indalion. Speaking of which, it's been a long time since I saw the leader of the group act so fresh and refined. Yi Chen, do you want to enter the little black house again? Medipig Trotter, there is an Avalon Indalion. I was wrong. The leader of the team, Alice. Why isn't everyone listening to my advice? Golden Retriever, actually, I think what Sister Alice said is quite reasonable. Save all the sisters and avoid them. I like it the most. Actually, it would be good if we could not fight. Point. It's not my fault for the poisonous tongue. You haven't understood yet. These big guys are just one goal: to help people, and the second goal is to fight against the strong. Yi Chen, actually, Alice, your idea is good, but Misaka Makoto doesn't have to go back to her world in this life. Give up her relatives and friends and hide in an internet cafe with Misaka's sister forever. 0.0. Hearing this, Alice was speechless. Misaka Makoto frowned, and she didn't want to lose her relatives and friends in her heart, but if she disappeared forever with Misaka's sisters, it might be the safest for her relatives and friends. Aizen, this battle must be fought. Let A-lister know what the price will be when we hit our bottom line. Only by being in awe of the war can we have a prosperous world and peace. Uchiha Madara, all peace is earned by war. Magneto, in this world, if you don't want to be afraid of others, you can only be the most terrifying and most feared person. Kasumi Shiko, Misaka Makoto, Alice, eyeing Lily and others were stunned when they heard it. This is the life motto of the boss. It makes sense, and they can't find the slightest fault. Yi Chen, alright, stop pretending to be a big villain, and teach bad children. These big villains are all very charming, and have many die-hard loyalists. He doesn't want the superdimensional internet cafe to be tuned into a superdimensional villain cafe. And after Yi Chen spoke, Aizen and the others didn't pretend anymore. After a pause, Yi Chen said, I'll inform Luog, Athena. Come back with me and take back your Trinity power along the way. Athena's eyes lit up when she heard the words and nodded. Okay, master. But just as Yi Chen was about to leave with Athena, the system prompt sounded again. Ding. Release the superdimensional world mission. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.